Oh. Uh-oh. All right, everybody, welcome back to the Sooner or Later podcast. I had to look to make sure that was all okay. This week, for episode 124, we're doing 2-a-days on the live stream. So that means up first, you're getting Bros. Bros is directed by Nicholas Stroller, written by Billy Eichner and Nicholas Stroller, produced by Judd Apatow, Nicholas Stroller, and Joshua Church, with cinematography by Brandon Trost. Wow, holy shit, I'm dying. Edited by Daniel Gabe, music by Mark Shaman. Production companies were Global Solutions and Apatow Productions. Distributed by Universal Pictures with the release dates of September 9th, 2022 at TIFF and September 30th, 2022 in the wider United States, with a runtime of 115 minutes and a budget of $22 million. As of December 4th, it only brought in $14.7 million in the box office. So a bomb in all sense of the word. Bros currently sits at 88% on the tomato meter with 213 reviews and 90% on the audience score with 500 plus verified ratings, and a Metacritic score of 72 from critics and a 4.0 audience score. But the only people who truly matter to you are these three fine gentlemen right here, and our 10-minute spoiler-free review starts now.
No.
Who wants to open it up? I open it up every time, so I'm letting y'all open it up.
Funny.
This movie's funny as shit. It is very funny.
Yeah, I think it's cool because you get kind of different types of characters that you normally wouldn't get. Or like in movies, like these characters would be the one-off characters. Now you get a whole movie of them.
Of one-off characters?
Yeah.
So this is structurally speaking, it's a perfect rom-com, isn't it? Other than it being maybe
it
a little
follows all
too
the
long,
tropes.
right? It hits all of them, doesn't it?
I
would agree.
So. I watch a lot of rom-coms, and I think it's a very strong rom-com. I think as long as you aren't uncomfortable by things, I think you can really enjoy this movie.
I think we can say it because it's not a spoiler. As long as you're not uncomfortable watching dudes get blown, it's a good movie.
Yeah.
You just got to be okay with that.
I think it too. There's some heart to it where it's like, yeah, it's a comedy, but like because it does the rom-com thing well, like you get those moments of heart and levity, and you also get those moments of like character development where it's like you assume you'd get in this movie, but it could also been just raunchy and kind of, the characters could have just been, exaggerations of stereotypes. But overall, I think it does justice to a lot of the characters.
But even if it was over the top with just a bunch of stereotypes, that would have just been Girls Trip, but with gay dudes, right? Which would have been rad. It would have been hilarious, but it definitely wouldn't have been a rom-com.
This movie could have been all those type of they even mentioned hangovers in here. Like it could have been like those just bro stuff, just like, hey, they're sexually attracted to each other.
Yeah.
It's a good love story, dude. Love is love is love.
No, love is not love, Eric. That's the whole point. Is that love is not love.
I love how the satire in it, or I guess. Is that what you would call it? Like where they showed like the movie studio guy, and then they were like that meeting, that's not how it actually happened, right?
Yeah.
But he's just when he's retelling the story, it goes over the top.
Yeah, I mean the narrator is very he's very
gay,
boisterous,
flamboyant.
Yeah, and I mean throughout the movie, you're supposed to see him that way because we're almost seeing it through the love interest, perspective of being like, hey man, just tone it down a bit, and this guy's like, no, this is me.
Good old Bobby.
I beg to differ. You're seeing it omnipotently, and you will kind of vibe and go along with whatever character you're agreeing with. Because I didn't see it from the new guy's point of view at all. I didn't see it from Billy Eichner's point of view at all. I felt more so like I'm just someone watching from the outside and enjoying these two people talking to each other. But I didn't agree with the boyfriend at all. What? Bro, you're gay.
Was it Aaron?
Yeah. You're gay. Your partner's gay. You can't be bro, tone it down. Don't be so gay. And what? Like
But it really depends too, because like because he's still not comfortable and his parents aren't comfortable, and I understand that perspective, because like if it wasn't even the gay thing, if it was something else, and you're like, hey, you're like too loud, and I can you tone it down because my parents, stuff like that, like you could still use that as the same way of someone saying that. It is just like because they're talking about being gay,
I
it's
don't
like,
think
oh no.
anybody's ever died because they were too loud.
Yeah, but like still, like if
they
like,
weren't
if you're like
persecuted
meeting
for it.
your if you're meeting your significant other's parents for the first time, you're always want to like, hey, just try to kind of not be like too much.
But that's
general.
only if that person is too much, though. Like you
Yeah.
don't have to tell that to somebody who's not too much. But like he knows this guy. He's been spending time with him. He understands. He watches this podcast, which can we just show some love for movies that are showing podcast love? 2022 is the year of the podcast movie. But like, I think his boyfriend was being kind of a piece of shit. Because
I mean, he was being a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Because not kind of. I think he was.
Billy Eichner's character has had to fight for being gay, being normal all the time. Like, so like he's always in that fight mode. For him to be like, hey, don't be yourself right now. That's kind of a piece of shit thing to ask somebody.
But like,
and at that point, he's gone through the monologue, right? He went through the monologue where Bobby explained his whole life, right?
Yeah, they were at the beach already.
And then he does all that, knowing that backstory.
Yeah.
But like within the community, you have people that feel that way though. Some people are like, hey, let's not be too flamboyant because it's hard enough for us already. And that's how he sees it.
But that's internalized homophobia. And Billy Eichner literally, I don't think that's spoilers. Billy Eichner literally tells him that. He's like, when he's talking about his hopes and dreams. Yeah, fuck the character names. There's gay 1 and gay 2.
Dude.
How about that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Masculine gay and fairy gay. Is that better, Eric?
I mean, that's what they are, though. Like, and I think it's important to have those
Billy
two
Eichner's
roles in this
character
movie.
is an otter, right? He's not a twink because he's not hairless. He's more of an otter, isn't he?
Sure, man. I don't know what that means, but
do your fucking research, you
the
fucking
context
homophobe.
clues. Yes.
Yeah.
He is.
Okay.
He's a bird chest, is what he is.
But no, bird feeder chest is what he called it. But like that is ultimately just internalized homophobia. He's too worried about being masculine presenting that he can't, handle this gay guy who is just openly gay and flamboyantly gay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
but
like while people may feel like that doesn't mean that it's like that's part of the problem, is because they still feel like they have to hide it. And it's like, bruh, you don't have to hide shit. Just be yourself. That's all that matters.
Yeah. But like if that character feels like and it makes him uncomfortable, you as your significant other should still be like, oh, I care about your feelings as well. And I'm not saying totally not be yourself, but like, there's like levels to it. And I think too, like neither of them were seeing each other's point of view. They were only seeing their point of view at that point, especially like when they have a dinner scene. They're really both only seeing their like point of view for the most part.
Yeah, but one of their point of views is out of fear and uncomfortableness, and the other one is acting in defense of his culture. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because in that scene, the mom is disparaging. That's what she's doing.
Yeah.
She's saying, you're being gay is unnatural and children shouldn't learn about it. And like my man's whole point in life has been lifting the gay community up. I think he acted appropriately in that situation because you know what? Fuck her for thinking that.
Yeah. But I think the example he uses, like a child at that age, whether it be gay, straight, or other, a lot of people feel like they shouldn't experience that stuff.
But it's history. Hold on. So that's part of the problem, right? And I love that this movie tackled it head on because it's super important. It is a museum. They're not showing these kids sexual positions. They're not talking about anything sexual. It is saying these are gay people from history that your textbooks don't teach you about. You should know about this shit.
But the issue is the example he used was like, oh, when I was this age, I saw these men and all this.
But he's not saying he's going to do that to a bunch of fucking second graders. You know?
Yeah, but because like when he says that to her, she's kind of just like, oh, whoa, like and then you can tell where he's like, hey, that's a lot, like because I mean, it depends how you feel about things, but I don't think any child should see either straight or gay like that at 12 years old, like
But no
even
one's
if it's man
defending that.
woman.
No one's defending that.
Yeah.
Not here. I'm not defending it. So
Yeah.
don't worry about that.
But like it was
I'm
initial
defending.
question-
it was a bad
What?
example for him to use that in
Yeah,
that moment.
But he was in a heated moment. You know,
Yeah.
he had just dealt with
'Cause
that
his-
dude. Go ahead, Eric.
His initial question was, why aren't you teaching these kids this stuff?
Right.
It's not like, why aren't you showing these kids?
Why
dicks
is there
and
no
stuff?
anal in your second grade class? I don't understand.
Yeah.
You know, he's not talking about that.
Like it's like the hidden figures, right? Like all the black people throughout history that you don't know about.
Mhm.
Same thing
And-
with gay people.
And fucking shitty ass American schools only teach you that shit for a month. And they teach you the same four motherfuckers when there's hundreds of thousands of people of color and gay people and lesbians who've done so many amazing things. And like, that's what he's arguing. He's not arguing that
Yeah.
second graders should be watching dudes' flaccid penises bounce around. He was just bringing up his point of view and like what he experienced. But like, he's not wrong. You know, I think him in that instance is the most right person at that table.
I mean, shit. It's really just the three of them. The dad and the brother didn't say shit.
Nah,
They're
but the
just
dad
like-
and the brother are super. They're less okay with it than the mom is. It seems the brother's really
Yeah.
not okay with it. He's really like, I don't know what to do here.
Yeah, it's super uncomfortable.
Yeah. All right. 15 seconds. Say something, Eric. You took a breath. What do you want to say?
I think it's a good mix of comedy, but also like social awareness of what the whole film is about.
Yeah, I agree.
Because when the comedy hits and when the social awareness hits, oh, yeah, I can't use that film. That's simple.
No, you can. You can use the A-OK. Just don't do this, brother.
Oh
Oh,
shit!
no.
That's how you know it's bad.
Cut
But
it. Cut it.
But you know what's not bad is what we think about Bros. And on 3, we're going to say out loud and give a thumbs up or thumbs down about how we feel. 1, 2, 3. This is a thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Big thumbs
Oh,
up.
thumbs up. 3 thumbs.
And what you can do with your thumb is awkwardly use it to drag the mouse over to the top right-hand corner of the screen and click on our spoiler full review of Bros. If you're on YouTube, wait a week also, and you're gonna watch the Violent Night review that we filmed with the same exact clothes on different days though.
100%. Yeah,
Different
this is
days.
tomorrow. That's tomorrow.
All right, everybody. So go or watch Bros. It's on the Peacock. I almost said the other name we have for it. It's on Peacock. Go watch Bros. It's fantastic. You're fantastic. We love you guys. Bye.
Bye.
All right. All right. Now we're in the spoilers. Full on spoilers. That is fucking crazy. We saw that foursome happen. I was not ready
Yeah.
for that.
I did not expect that in the theater, dude. When they were like showing, I was like, "Oh, they hooked up," and then you're like, and then it slow pans
And it
down. And you're
pans
like,
out.
"Whoa, what the?"
The other foursome was funnier to me though, where the other guy
With the
like is
random
not.
dude, Steve?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, get out, dude.
Nobody
You're not
wants you.
I
welcome.
love. He was like around them, and he was like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just from watching
He's
it
like,
happen.
moaning."
Yeah, he's like, oh, massage me.
Or when
And I
he,
love
like,
when he
like tries to force himself in between all three of them and like get in the
Yeah.
shit. It's so funny, dude.
Dude,
Oh,
it was
man.
great. Like it was hilarious. Yeah, I felt bad
Like
for
in
him, but I'm like, bro, no,
Yeah.
know your like awareness.
Just
dude.
get the fuck out of there.
Dude, in
And-
theaters, we were all fucking cackling at that shit, man.
I
It was
bet.
funny.
Because I had thought at first, I was like, oh, he's with the other guy, the guy he knew from high school.
Mm.
And then when you get into it, it's just like, oh, bro, you just walked up. Like, but I mean, why did they just tell him, no, bro, this is a threesome, not a foursome?
Maybe because it's like clearly this movie paints gay dudes as extremely promiscuous.
Yeah.
Regardless of whether or not they're like that, the stereotype is there in media anyways. But maybe they were
Yeah.
just like, you know what? Another dick. Let's throw it in the mix. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, why
you know,
not?
if he's satelliting us, maybe he'll fluff me while I step out, and the other two dudes are doing it, and then I
Yeah.
hop back in. That dude is the most tragic character in the whole movie, though.
But yeah, but I could see too because he even says it, the main character, where he's like, "Oh, hey, just fun. I'm trying to be open, this, that, and the other." So I can see him letting him in, being like, "Okay, hey, it is what it is. I'm not gonna be like, oh, hey, let's just make it us three and make this a thing.
Yeah.
Let's let whoever in and just be free flowing." But the other characters didn't give two fucks about that guy.
They ignored the shit out of him.
Yeah, they didn't even kiss him once. He was like trying to kiss their backs, and they kept just fucking big shouldering him out of the way.
Amen.
And steroids shouldering his ass.
Yeah.
So the director of this movie did Forgetting Sarah Marshall, Get Him to the Greek, The 5-Year Engagement, Neighbors, Neighbors 2, Storks, and this movie. I don't know
I've
what
really
the
seen
fuck
all
a
those
Stork
movies
is.
but Storks.
I haven't seen
Storks,
Neighbors
I think, is
2.
animated.
It is animated. It's a WB property. What the
What does it
fuck?
look like?
It's
I'll
just
send
about
it
like
to you. I'll send it to you.
about like the whole babies and Storks things.
Yeah.
But
I mean, this dude's made funny movies though. He's a good
Get Him to
director.
Greek to me is one of the funniest movies ever. Like P. Diddy in that is so funny.
I haven't seen it.
I always wanted to see that, but I never saw it.
It's on like something. It's one of the, and then Jonah Hill is like one of those guys that just I find funny in most things too.
Yeah. And it's like it's cool that it's a continuation of Forgetting Sarah Marshall, which is I like that.
Yeah, because that same character is the same star Russell Brand's character. Forgetting Sarah Marshall's funny too. They show some penis too.
You have to have stars.
Cool.
Wait, he didn't do Yes Man. What are you talking about?
Nicholas Troller.
Yeah, he didn't direct Yes Man.
Oh, never mind.
I was like, what? Did I say that and my brain forgot it? I was up until like 3:00 last night, so I'm really tired.
That guy's really in like this sphere of comedy though, like because those are all similar comedies.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all Judd Apatow comedies too, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, when I heard Judd was on this, I was like, oh, that makes sense. And I can see like Judd got this push too.
So
yeah.
I was reading an interview, or I was curious as to why this did poorly. And I think Billy Eichner came out and was like, oh, the fucking straights aren't ready for all this gay. But they did research, and gay people didn't go see this movie either. Like, they had a large amount of women go see this movie.
It's a WNBA situation.
Yeah. It's like your people just aren't fucking out there gunning for you,
Yeah.
Which is super sad. Because
I
feel
can
like
see the why, because like they talk about it in the movie when we go back to the dinner scene where you have the guys like the masculine guy feeling that way, probably being like, and there may have been a part of the gay community being like, this movie's like too much for people, and but
I don't think that's a very big part of the gay community though.
Yeah.
I think that's a lot smaller than you think it is.
Yeah, but I feel like if that wasn't the case, more of them would have seen the movie though.
No, I was reading more, and I forgot who reported on it, but largely it's there's no story in any of the trailers. It was just a bunch of like gay jokes.
Yeah,
but it wasn't even like
clickbait.
gay jokes. It was more like this movie's gonna be so important because there's so many gay people in it.
Mm-hmm.
But there was none of the jokes, which is arguably this movie's strongest point is the jokes, and it wasn't. There was no romance in it for the romantic comedy. So like it was a lot of what like analysts are throwing it up to is just really fucking bad marketing, because if they would have showed some of the jokes, I think it would have done well, like really fucking well.
But I think like this movie and this trailer, and it gives me major like train wreck like vibes. Like train wreck was way better than I anticipated based off the trailer. And like I think this movie did the same thing, where like if people actually like, because after Trainwreck kind of came out, people were like, oh no, hey, there's more to it than just Amy Schumer and these wild jokes. Like it actually has a story and everything like that, and then more people watched it. But I just wonder if the not enough people that watch it pushed it out afterwards, like being like, oh no, hey, there is more to this movie than just what it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say because nothing was even out during that time. Like Smile was out. Smile opened the same weekend as this. And
this opening was so weak too, which kind of killed it.
Yeah, nobody saw it, so they couldn't even pop.
I mean,
off.
I saw it. I supported it.
Yeah, you're an ally. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, good for you, Eric.
I
mean, like your fifth movie that week though, where you didn't pay anything, but you know.
Nah, man, it was my first movie that week. Okay.
Oh, so you paid for that one? Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it also the first week of the month? Like you may have that may have been the movie that you paid for.
You literally paid $20 for that one movie.
Oh fuck.
But yeah, I hope this movie does well. Like I hope that it's a cult classic because that would be
Yeah, I was gonna-
rad
it's a hidden gem. Yeah.
for sure. I mean, this movie is so fucking funny.
I think being on Peacock and like being on a streaming service doesn't have a ton of movies, and it being featured so prominently is gonna
Holy
help
shit,
it.
is it featured prominently? It's like
Yeah,
the second movie on there.
Yeah,
It's
but Peacock
featured
does that.
before Nope, which is crazy to me.
Yeah.
What?
But
Yeah.
Peacock does that though. Once Peacock gets a new movie on their thing, they're like, "Hey, watch this. We just got this. Watch this. Watch this." Which I think is super smart because that's what Netflix used to do, and that's why stuff like the Ridiculous Six people is like one of the most streamed things because it's like, hey, when they have something new, they're pushing it, and I think with Peacock pushing this movie,
It's
is
not.
gonna help
It's
it.
not still that. It's not still that high up, right?
In today's day, probably not.
Okay.
I hope not because that movie's
C-
terrible.
Because you said it's one of the most streamed, and I was like, "There's no way it still holds that title."
Yeah.
I won't
On
stand.
Peacock.
It held it for a minute though.
Well, yeah, because that was the first Adam Sandler streaming movie, though, right?
I think so.
Damn, they just added Night at the Museum. Oh shit.
Oh shit. What
Also,
about a gay night at the museum?
oh shit, a homosexual night at the museum, an LGBTQ plus night at the museum.
Bro, I love seeing the dean from Community. I forget what his actual name is.
Jim Parch is his name because I looked him up.
He's my
'cause
favorite of all time.
I didn't know if he was. Wait, is it Parch? What the hell is it? Perch, maybe. What the hell is this dude's name? Oh no, am I wrong?
Let me look.
I was too litty last night while I was trying to watch this.
Lady off the titty.
But I didn't know if he was gay or not, or bi actually, so I had to look it up, and he's gay.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I really
Jim
But why
Rash.
not? But why
Or
not
James
cast?
Rash.
Yeah. Why not cast a bi guy though?
I really liked how he was fighting for bi rights, and the thing with Abraham Lincoln, I totally was on his side with that. I was like, no, I do think Abraham Lincoln did like women as well. I think he
Yeah,
is
he was
bi, not
just slanging
gay.
and banging for sure.
Yeah,
but I
and
don't know
I was
though
behind
because
that.
back then you would need to have a beard, you know, regardless
Yeah.
of whether or not you liked it. I kind of lean towards that he's probably just gay and he was just hiding it really well. Because if he didn't hide it, if someone found out he was gay, they were cutting him in half vertically. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Back then they were putting him in a fucking Iron Maiden and slamming the door
Yeah.
shut.
Yeah.
Like he had to be fucking the broads, otherwise he was done.
And yeah, maybe, but I'm on the side of bi. That's
You
what I'm
just
thinking.
can't
I'm with old
handle
boy.
one of the greatest presidents of all time being a gay, huh?
My thing is, if you're in the community, it doesn't matter. I feel like it's all the same to me.
Bro, you saw that goddamn letter that he wrote to Samuel L. Jackson's character, man?
Yeah, Samuel L. Jackson, dude, he told him.
Wait, what?
In the Hateful Eight, you know how he
okay,
had
okay.
that letter?
I still haven't seen
Yeah.
it. It's still on my watch list.
It's
Oh,
no longer
wow.
in the top 10, though. Ridiculous 6, though.
God bless America. Finally,
and
we
that was in
woke up.
2016.
Yeah, that was old.
Yeah.
But like maybe Bros will be the most streamed fucking LGBTQ rom-com ever.
I wonder how it is doing on streaming. Let's see if we can.
Yeah,
find it.
I was
I
gonna
don't
say,
think we'll
what's
be able
like
to
the
find it.
highest grossing like LGBTQ?
Bro, you
Plus
got
film
the
ever.
Googs right in front of you, baby. Highest.
Hey, you're smart though, man. Come on, I thought you
I
would
can't.
know.
What? This is the second rom-com that is a gay-led film I've ever seen. The other one being I Love You, Philip Morris, and those two dudes aren't gay.
Yeah. That movie's
Who's-
good, though.
It is
Who's
so
Deborah,
good.
Who's Deborah Messing?
Bro, who's Deborah
Oh,
Messing?
Hey,
Will
bro?
and Grace?
She's
They
great.
tell
You
you-
Will and
yeah.
Grace,
I'm
bro?
like-
Oh,
I'm like Aaron, dude. Come on, I didn't know.
You've never seen Will and Grace? That show's a fucking bop and a
Nah.
half. Oh,
Hey, that was funny, though. He did try, like, he just, like, all his, like, trauma, he just, like, dropped on her bogus, though.
Bro, when she was like, I didn't go up to you and drop all my shit on you.
Yeah, and I think it is called trauma dumping, is what it's called, what people do, and he did it too. And he's like, bro, she just walked in, like, chill out.
and she's trying to give you some money, dog. Chill out.
Yeah,
I love at the end though where he's like, "This will be the only time this has ever been said." But Deborah Messing, get the fuck out of my way. And she kills me. So good.
But dude, the jokes fucking hit in this whole fucking film, man.
I mean,
Oh
when
no,
you have
it's super funny. Yeah,
when you have so many comedic people on staff, it's gonna be hilarious no matter what, you know?
Well, that's the thing too. Like the people behind this, like it's some hitters. Like it's not
Yeah.
like this was thrown together with just like him and like his team. It's like no, it's like, and there's a lot of like, SNL stuff like attached to
Dude,
this too.
so
like,
many SNL people are in this movie. It's crazy.
yeah, like so you know it couldn't have been bad.
So the top 10 most financially successful LGBTQ films in history are as follows. Number 10, The Favorite, box office total $95 million. The Hours from 2002, $108 million. Oh my God, Bruno in 2009 with the box office total of $138.8
That movie's
million.
so bad.
It's just so weird.
I never saw that.
Really? There's a moment in it where he ties a string to his penis and he makes it dance and then it stops and
you see the full penis on screen?
Oh, brother, it is the only thing on screen. So it dances, it stops, and then the head of the penis opens and it goes, Bruno. It's so wild. It's so
There's
weird.
some weird dynamics in that movie.
Sasha, they literally went, all right, Sacha Baron Cohen, you gave us Kazakhstan. Give us a gay icon. And he made Bruno. Yeah. Alexander, which is from 2004, 167 million. It's got Colin Farrell in it, Angelina Jolie, Val Kilmer, Anthony Hopkins, Jared Leto, Rosario Dawson. Yeah, dude.
Rosario Dawson?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
There's a fuck ton of really good people in it. Brokeback Mountain with 178 million. The Birdcage, which is fantastic. The Birdcage is such a good fucking movie. Oh, it's so good. 185 million. Rocketman, 195 million. Philadelphia, 206 million. The Imitation Game, 233 million. And just take a guess at what they put at the number one spot. One prominent gay character. Biopic.
Oh,
Elton John?
No. That was Rocketman already.
Is that movie about the coding or whatever?
No, because that was the Imitation Game.
That.
Yeah.
Oh.
Bohemian Rhapsody in 2018. $903 million. I wouldn't call that an LGBTQ film, but okay. And
I get where they're coming from, though.
But it's wrong.
Yeah, it's wrong.
This is from gaytimes.co.uk. So who am I to go against the gays?
If they say it is, they say it is.
Nah, fuck that. I could tell them they're wrong.
No, we gotta be critics as well, dude. Come on.
Yeah, I gotta criticize everybody, gay or not. Huh? What an interesting list. A lot of straights.
Bros when Bros went to VOD, it was they say like some people had it said it was like number 2 at Vudu. And then 3 on iTunes. So like it still was making money other routes, and then plus with the streaming rights. But yeah,
I mean, I'm sure people were like, I just don't want to go see that in theaters.
Yeah,
you know.
I want to see it in the privacy of my home.
Yeah, I want to get blown.
Even with all that and ticket sales, they're saying that they might earn 50% back. So unless Peacock literally gave them 50% of their budget in that to stream it, which they wouldn't, like
no.
There's no way
it's the movie is owned by the same people who own Peacock.
Oh, so yeah, this movie ain't making no money because I don't know how many subscribers.
It was always gonna go. I don't think it's pulling in any subscribers.
Yeah.
But if people are watching on the ad-supported tier, you know, it's a movie they own already, so all the ad revenue is going to them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think they're number 9 on the streaming list. Peacock.
Oof. Really?
Surprisingly, or I guess not surprisingly, Amazon Prime is number 2.
Number 1 being Netflix.
Yeah.
Well, Wednesday just came out and bopped. That's why too. Like, I mean, they would have anyways, but
people really ate that shit up.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but like it did better than Stranger Things, which I thought was crazy.
Well, it's got more watch time, but it makes sense because the episodes are shorter and the season is shorter, so you can watch it quicker and maybe even rewatch it in the same amount of time that it would take you to watch Stranger Things once. So that's why the watch time is better.
Not if you're a super fan, dude.
What? Not if you're a super fan?
You just watch all that shit one day.
No, and then you watch it again the next day.
Yeah. Pump those numbers up.
Those are rookie numbers.
So Peacock is owned by NBC Universal, so they definitely own They own Bros, like the film or whatever.
Yeah. And I assume they're gonna like the rights are gonna go out to people afterwards after they get their field too, so they'll make some money.
Probably, yeah, I could see it.
Like it's gonna, I can see it being on Hulu like down the road type thing.
What the fuck was I gonna say? I forgot.
But I mean, a lot of people didn't watch it because it's about two gay men. Like that's what a lot of it is.
You could maybe say that for like where we live. Yeah. I mean, there are parts of America where that is true, and then I think there's more parts of America that I don't think that's true at all. Where it's like they just didn't think the movie would be funny. Right? What?
Yeah.
The marketing sucked.
Yeah, it was more so the marketing, less so the fact that it's two gay dudes.
But I think it's weird though, because like if this movie, like when I saw this movie, I was like, okay, I wouldn't have thought, oh, this movie is not gonna be funny. Like when I looked at this movie, I was like, oh no, based on the people behind it, this movie probably is gonna be funny.
But you're not the average viewer, right?
Well, they need to step.
Yeah, you see 60 movies a fucking year.
Yeah, like you know, you can't base it off your own personal experience. You gotta remember that normal people need strong marketing because the marketing is going to work on them. They don't care about who's directing it or who's producing it. None of that shit. They only care about trailer make me laugh, haha. And that'll make
they needed to throw Judd Apatow's name on there strong. They needed it.
I don't think Judd Apatow's a selling point anymore.
I don't know, man.
I mean, you can.
I don't think it would have
him.
hurt at this point, though.
I don't think it would have helped though. Like, especially because
he's done recently.
He hasn't directed shit. Because the last movie he directed was trash, I want to say. But
the
like
Bubble he's doing.
Yeah.
He also wouldn't have. Yeah, he did The Bubble in 2022, which is like one of the most hated films of the year, I'm pretty sure.
Was it?
Yeah, and then 2 years ago he did Staten Island, but I don't think anybody even saw that movie.
So that movie I thought it was really good, but I think it also came out in 2020, so like, what do you know, that's...
Nobody saw it. Yeah. Everybody was too busy watching... They were watching Tiger King. you know, they were going to watch that.
Yeah, its initial release was June 12th, 2020, in the middle of like lockdown and stuff.
And it dropped during lockdown. Like, if anybody was going to watch a fucking rando movie, it was going to be during that. And nobody saw it. But you had to
pay like $14 for it. No one was doing that.
It made $2.2 million on a $35 million budget.
Oh, King of Staten Island?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the last movie that everybody really liked of his was Trainwreck. And I didn't even bother seeing that one.
Yeah, Trainwreck's hilarious.
That's what I've heard.
But like, Judd,
like
even Staten Island's really funny. Like, his movies are funny. Whether they have good stories or not is a whole other story.
Right, but clearly it's not enough to get people in seats because he directed, like Trainwreck people saw. Nobody saw May It Last, The Portrait of the Averitt Brothers. Nobody
doesn't even have a wiki.
It doesn't even have a wiki. That's terrible. And nobody saw King of Staten Island.
It's a documentary.
And everybody who saw The Bubble said it was absolute dog shit. Like Judd Apatow.
I mean, The Bubble looks like it's trash.
It got pretty shit on. But like Judd Apatow is not a selling point anymore. Even as a producer, I don't think anybody gives a shit. They're gonna be like the dude who made fucking Pineapple Express, the dude who produced that.
Yeah, Knocked Up 40-Year-Old Virgin, all those classics.
The Cable guy?
Yeah, the classics that are almost 20 years old.
Yeah, But that's also why you would think this would be like, because those are like raunchy comedies, and I don't know like how they wanted to market this film, if they want to have it as like so raunchy.
None of those comedies though were as raunchy as this one.
Yeah,
in comparison, those movies are not raunchy at all.
The 40-Year-Old Virgin is pretty raunchy.
Dude, you do not see, but you don't see a guy getting blown by two other dudes while his boyfriend is kissing him.
Yeah.
It doesn't hold a candle.
Bro, you don't see the whole play fighting fucking...
Yeah. Dude, the slapping that they were doing was so funny to me.
This shit was hilarious.
But like, you know, those movies were raunchy in 2005 and 2007. Like now they're tame.
You gotta be a whole new level. Yeah, you gotta be a whole new level of raunchy to even be raunchy.
But there's a ton of movies where there's orgies happening. It only seems raunchy because it's dudes, and I don't even care that it's dudes. It's all the same to me. Whether it's 4 women, 4 men, 2.
Yeah, but
it's all
neither
the same
one
to
of
me.
those two movies had that. I'm only talking about those two movies. I don't care about Eyes Wide Shut. We're not talking about Eyes Wide Shut. We're talking about 40-Year-Old Virgin and Knocked Up. All right. and this is 40.
Oh, Knocked Up, I wouldn't even say it's like not really
No,
that raunchy.
Knocked Up is
just,
Knocked Up is pretty raunchy. They have a whole 10 minutes where they're talking about this website they want to set up, where it's all like, oh yeah, and it'll give you the time code for the tits.
But like it's one thing to say it, it's another thing to show it. Like,
I mean, but the 40-year-old virgin doesn't have anything like that either.
I have to rewatch
I'm trying to think of the raunchiest thing I've seen.
There's one
I think
titty
it's the
in
boys
the 40...
episode.
Probably.
Oh yeah,
there's one
crazy.
titty in the 40-year-old virgin, and he's at the date, and her titty falls out of the shirt, and that's the raunchiest part. There's no other raunch in the movie.
I mean, the bathroom scene with Elizabeth Banks is pretty raunchy, where she's pleasuring herself with the head of the shower head.
Is that in 40-year-old virgin?
Yeah.
Find me a link. Send me a link. If it's on YouTube,
find those links.
No, if it's on YouTube, it's not that raunchy. You're not finding no blowjob scene on YouTube. I'll tell you what.
I bet you I can.
Bet. I'll give you $5 right now if you find the blowjob
someone
scene.
ripped it, uploaded it all to YouTube.
It's got to be on a verified account.
Yeah. I'm not going to say it's going to stay up.
Oh, that sure sounds like you're going to upload it to YouTube.
hey, you said it just has to be there. I'll upload to our channel.
Oh no, we're gonna get a strike. Right. Judd Apatow's gunning for us after this movie made no fucking money. But yeah, I think if the marketing would have been better, I think this movie would have popped the fuck off. You just had to, because there are still large swaths of America that are not okay with gay people. That's all. That's gonna be a point until those people die and their descendants are all wiped off the face of the earth. So like you got to really market it correctly so that people will even go see it. Because if the marketing is off, nobody's gonna go see it.
True. Yeah, if they just did a rom-com marketing thing, just a plain old rom-com, she would have hit.
You'd have had some grannies in there thinking it was gonna be a nice, wholesome movie.
Oh, what is this?
Oh, these two brothers.
Oh wow, they're kissing. They must really love each other.
It's gonna be like the Egyptian thing in the background. They're brothers.
All right, we're at...
Which is interesting though, because when I look at that, it looks like two men kissing.
Yeah, I mean, but when you're trying to say, gay people don't exist in history, you're gonna make up some shit, no matter what.
I'm interested to see. I know you said that gay people didn't really show up to see this, but I'm interested to see what they think about it. Like, what's their review about it?
But I mean, I think anyone that has watched the movie has liked it. It's just like no one's watching it.
I'll have you know, it only has a 90% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
The Metacritic one's lower, right?
Yeah, the two things don't make sense because on Rotten Tomatoes you got a 4.5 out of 5 from 500 plus verified ratings, but fucking Metacritic is a 4.0 from 181. Skip this movie if you're getting tired of the gay community whining about their cause. Oh, okay, well that's why.
What the hell?
All the homophobes showed up to Metacritic, baby. What up?
Well, and the thing too, like that's the issue with some of those things because like if those people have a disdain for the gay community and like they say, oh, they already showed too much, they're trying to project or whatever, they're gonna give it bad rating no matter what. They're not gonna look at that movie objectively whatsoever.
Yeah.
So like there's too much bias when it comes into like a reviewing a movie like this. Unless you can literally look into it and be like, hey, I watched this as a movie. I didn't care whether or not these characters were gay, straight, or whatever. But like a lot of people I still feel are gonna be like, oh no, they always pushing these, characters in these shows and movies and like I mean who cares?
I mean, yeah, but it is important to care about it though. Because if you don't care, that's how there's no representation, Like not caring about the fact that this is like, this cast is like 90% gay, which I don't think has ever fucking happened before in film. Like this is a super important movie because of how representative it is of not only like gay and lesbian people, but bi people and trans people and even allies, like his friends that he meets up with are so fucking supportive and like such good people and nice people to him that like it is super important to have a movie like this. It just sucks that there are people like Wall and Cuz who say, man, they really have a serious gay agenda being pushed around to kids and adults. And now the showrunners and actors are saying, if you don't like this movie, you're a racist. Bro, nobody said that. If anything, they said if you don't like it, you're a homophobe. Definitely not a fucking racist.
Yeah.
One of the Rotten Tomatoes ones, they said, it's distinctively smug about pitching itself as a landmark while being really more of a setback, and it's pretty low, a pretty low bar for the next one to surmount.
No description as to
It's-
why, though.
What does that
Daily
mean?
Telegraph UK.
Oh, well. Yeah, I don't trust
See,
those
I mean, it
goddamn
seems
Brits.
like a lot of the ratings are based off just like the gay aspect, less so the movie itself, though.
No,
After
I mean,
dismantling the inclusive representation component of the film, all that's left is a predictable and conformist rom-com.
but like,
Oh, see,
that's
okay,
what a
I can get behind
rom-com...
that.
But I don't think it's... But like, that's what a
Yeah.
rom-com is, though.
Yeah,
You know, it's... They
like,
weren't
I
trying
can
to fuck with
understand-
the formula. They were trying
Yeah.
to add to the... Like, they were trying to add something on top, you know?
Yeah.
You got a perfect cake. Rom-coms are perfect for the genre. They're perfect.
Mhm.
Doesn't matter if they're predictable or not. As long as the characters are good, that's why you're watching it. Because you
Yeah.
know what the
But
fuck a rom-com's gonna be.
Yeah, I can understand though. Someone saying, "Be like, oh, okay, outside that, it's still just a traditional rom com. I was hoping for something more." Sure, like
I don't
it is
think
what
that's
it
a
is.
valid argument, though.
I mean, this movie, you like if you're going into, you're like, oh, like because of the subject material, you almost like, oh, this shit could break the mold, and then it really didn't.
Who thought that? Nobody thought that.
I mean,
This-
it could though, like, and then if you
But
went into it
any
hoping
movie
for
can
more,
break the mold. Any movie
I
can
wouldn't
do
say
that.
any movie.
No, any movie could have. What? Like, before you see it, any movie could break the mold. It's just that when you do see it, you realize that no, it's just another movie in the same genre.
Mhm.
Like, I don't think going into a movie like that, expecting it to break the mold is a good idea for anybody because you're almost always going to be disappointed. You know?
Yeah, I mean, but they did, and then they said, "Hey, this shit traditional," and I said, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, but that's why it's an invalid argument, I would say.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't think it's a good argument. Being like, who would have thought that a rom-com would be like a rom-com? I don't know, motherfucker. They only had it in the marketing that it was a romantic comedy. You know what you're getting.
Mhm. Yeah.
To expect something more is just stupid.
I don't know. I mean, I can see expecting something more out of a movie that's going to take the risk to do like a full-on like gay lover type movie to do something totally different.
How is it a risk if Brokeback Mountain came out in 2005, though?
I mean, I also don't think that did well though. It's not like the
Brokeback Mountain didn't do
finances did
well? You're
Yeah, what's its
crazy.
numbers?
You're insane.
What was it, like number 4 or 5?
It was number 4 in
On
the
that
gay
list?
but it did
Yeah.
really well. $14 million budget, $178 million box office.
All right, that's good.
It did more than 10
Yeah.
times its budget.
Yeah,
You,
but it also had like the actors behind it were a lot like higher caliber.
Oh no, I agree, but like
Yeah.
you know they've been doing
But
this shit
I-
since 2005 is what I'm saying. Like
I
I don't
also
think
knew a
having
lot
2
of
gay
people-
leads is that crazy.
But I know a lot of people that watched Brokeback Mountain until it really came out were like, "Oh, I had no idea this was going to be about 2 cowboys' lover story."
I never heard that. I thought everybody knew what that movie was
Oh.
about because everybody.
Was the trailer pretty good?
I
Shit,
don't know
I don't
if the
remember the
trailer, was
trailer,
good,
though.
but like everybody saw it because of the material.
No, once they saw it, then it turned into like, "Oh, it's that gay cowboy movie."
I don't think so. I don't think that was the discourse around it, but like, you know, it won Oscars. Like to say that it's a risk to have two gay leads as the
Well, look how
front
far
is-
apart those movies are, though. It's not like it was like, "Oh, now we got it for years after." Like those movies
No.
are so far apart from each other.
Yeah, but like that doesn't mean that it's a risk. I wouldn't argue because
I think people felt it was a risk. If not, they would have continued to do it.
I mean, but I'm sure if we looked up what movies had 2 gay leads, we would see a bunch and be like, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah,
You know?
I mean, we're getting another one this year, literally, though. Like, so it does seem like they are like it's gonna be more like normal because the Jim Parsons movie is 2 gay leads.
Yeah, I mean, but we also just heard from that list about a bunch of gay-led movies or whatever. I don't know. I just don't think it's a risk, right?
But also, 2 of those, it was not just like, I guess it depends too, because I feel society still looks at like, if it's 2 women leads and it being lesbian, then being more okay with it than if it's 2 men leading.
I don't know
Like-
if it's all of society. You're casting wide nets here.
I think
you think
if you don't-
heterosexual men, sure. Heterosexual women don't give a fuck. I can guarantee
I
that.
don't think that's true. I think you because so much stuff is still based on like religion, and especially in the United States, that there's people that are going to say like, "Oh, I'm against this because it's
But
against
that's
my
not true
beliefs."
either, though. Religion has never been smaller in the United States. You're talking about a vocal minority. These are the smallest amount of fucking people. That's like when you look at something like abortion. That was like 60% approval rating across America. That's not most of America.
Yeah,
You
but
know,
you act like that's not 40% is not a huge like number
but it's
still
not
though.
most.
Yeah, but like if you look at it there, but how like you get those numbers and it's not like you polled the whole like United States. You poll portions,
But
and then
that's what
based on those
polling is, though. You can't. You'll never poll everybody. That's impossible.
Yeah.
Polling is taking subsections of data and then extrapolating answers from it. That's just
Yeah, but
what
a
data
60-40
is.
split could very well be a 50-50 split.
There's no fucking way. Absolutely not. It's just not. Like that. There's no way that there's that much variance in the data. Is what it like. There's just no way.
But like when you look at the score, like we even just like the Metacritic score, where they're like, oh, where people are like, oh, because of they're pushing an agenda. If they only show like 100 people, and it's like, oh, 4 out of 100 like this. It's like, okay, yeah, but now if you pull another 100 people, it could totally change the numbers.
Yeah, but you're assuming that it's small data. Like those polls are done professionally. This isn't Metacritic polling whether or not, people are religious.
But
And,
also
like,
you act like polls can't be like skewed, and polls can't be like,
No, when they're national polls like this, they're typically not skewed, though. The people that are doing this are typically people who do polls professionally to get data like this to then give to different political parties to move forward, right? Like it's just not skewed. All you're doing is just assuming the data is wrong because you disagree with it. But like that's not true.
I just think it's crazy to think that you think we're so far ahead where people are like, oh no, this doesn't bother me. When
no,
I think
I'm not saying that though. I'm saying that what I initially said was it's not a risk anymore. I don't think having 2 gay leads in a film is a risk. I just don't. I think the reason this movie did bad is because the marketing was really fucking shitty. And that's what analysts are saying too. Like people who analyze movie data professionally are saying that. So it's like I'm not pulling this out of my ass. These are people whose job it is to do this shit because Universal wants to know why this movie did poorly. I don't give a shit why the fuck this movie did poorly. All I know is that I saw this data from analysts whose job it is to do this. And they're not going to fucking lie to Universal. They're just going to give them the data. There's no point in them lying. But also, you saying that like America is mostly religious is just false. There are polls that show that like Christianity and our religiousness in general has fallen drastically because people don't go to church anymore. Like,
but
so,
just because
like,
you don't go to church, you're not practicing, does not mean you still don't believe in like those values. Even though I don't think there's anything wrong with being gay or not, there's still a lot of people that still feel that way.
But I think that's anecdotal just based on the people that you're around, though. Because especially us being Hispanic men, being gay is still not fucking cool with most older Hispanic men. Like that, and you could contribute that to religious beliefs and shit like that, but like that would still be anecdotal just because we are Hispanic men. The people that we know are Hispanic people, and Hispanic people typically are more religious or act more religious, right? Which is typically just a front to be a fucking bigot. Like that's mostly what people put it on is, oh, well, I'm a Christian, so, I'm allowed to think gay people are bad. But like, I don't think that's most of America. I don't think so at all. And to say that that's why it's a risk I think is bullshit, because I think the amount of people who don't give a fuck if anybody is gay is way larger than the people who care. Especially in a negative sense. I think there's definitely more people who care in a positive sense and like who want people to feel okay being gay. Like I think there's more people than the people who dislike gay people.
But I think too, it's like there's obviously the people that don't like them. There's people that like them, and then there's a ton of people that are indifferent. Like,
but the indifferent people aren't leaving hateful comments though.
But the indifferent people, like on certain polls, may be like, "Oh, well, since I don't really care, sure, it's fine." And then that's just the issue with it because it depends like where you're polling from, who you're looking at. Because if I'm indifferent about it, I'm not gonna poll negatively on something.
Right. So what are you talking about?
But they still may not be like, okay, I don't really care, but like they still may not support this. Like, I just think it's still a risk.
If you don't support it, though, why are you saying like you do support it?
Then you don't care,
Then
I
you-
guess.
But like, then you do
Or-
care if you don't support it. So this person doesn't care, but doesn't support it, but supports it on paper.
I mean, if someone gives you a poll and you're like, all right, I'll do this poll, like, I guess they could just
Then
not
why
do the
wouldn't
poll,
they just
but-
answer how they feel? You're assuming that this person is just like answering wildly, just fucking
Yeah.
crossing all boxes.
I mean, we also didn't see the poll they did. I don't know what the questions are, how they're stated. Like,
yeah, but like that doesn't matter when you're looking at the fact that like I don't think religion played a big part in this movie doing poorly. There's just no way. I don't think so
but
at
like
all.
they're saying like, oh, it was marketed poorly, but like it also depends on where, like, who did they poll to, like, this, like, just, I know you're saying like, oh, they're accredited company.
It's
they do
all
this for a
across
living.
America, dude. It's just all across America. That's typically how you poll stuff like that. Like Gallup polls are all across America. That's just what it is. And like just because you're unaware doesn't mean that you should automatically cast a shadow of doubt, you know?
I don't know. I just think you have too much faith in this poll being like, oh no, it's gonna be right. When polls polls get messed up all the time.
Yeah, but just saying it's wrong without looking into it doesn't make any sense. Is what
Well,
I'm
you
saying.
haven't showed me the poll. Like, I don't even know what.
Well, yeah, but I it's also not my burden of proof. Is what I'm saying.
Oh.
Like all I'm saying is like why automatically go? Oh no, that's wrong. There's no
Well, I
way
mean,
it
but
was right.
you could have looked at this poll, and I could find another poll that says the total opposite thing. Like it.
Yeah, and if it's from an accredited polling place like Gallup News, I'll believe it. But like you're not going to find anything like that. You're going to find something from like Churches of America. Bro, I don't give a of course they're only going to poll people who go to fucking church. Yeah, they're going to say that it's booming. But like, you know, this is like data that's used to like track things. That's like saying, well, I don't trust the census because not everybody answers it. Yeah, that's a part of polling. Not everybody's going to answer it.
Yeah, but it's like known in the censuses that people, especially Hispanic people, don't do it. So like that is like, it's kind of hard to trust the census in certain areas.
I mean, but like, you
But
have no
I
other
think,
numbers
like-
to go on.
Yeah, like
I
Joey
mean,
said,
I think everyone should do the census. Like you should.
I'm
It's
not.
better
I'm not
for
even
you,
arguing that.
but-
I think that's understood. But what I'm saying is
Yeah.
like, you can't argue against it if you don't have other numbers to go on. You know. And like, just because you know 2 Hispanic people that don't fill out the census doesn't mean that swaths of Hispanic people are filling it out. You know.
I mean, but based on the way the politicians are going about pushing to get people in like minority communities to do the polls, it's clearly a problem. Like if not, they wouldn't like be pushing so hard for people of color to do polls or to do the census.
Yeah, I mean, sure, but I don't know. Like your argument is like, you know, I could find a poll that says otherwise, but like that doesn't necessarily mean that it's a good poll. Like these are
Yeah,
polls
but
that
your argument
everybody
is I
trusts.
found one poll is to end all be all.
No, there are. Well, oh my god, this is so fucking pointless. Regardless, like it is understood that like religion in a sense is just falling. Numbers are falling all over the place in America. Like regardless of whether or not you believe it, that's just the fact.
Yeah,
Like,
but that's
it's
still
just
a
falling.
decent amount of portion that will not watch this movie, and it hurts its numbers.
But it doesn't hurt it like how bad the numbers are right now. There's no fucking way. Like I don't think
No.
the religious aspect is the most important aspect here.
Okay. I just think if it was like this movie, if it was not like 2 gay dudes, I think would have done so much better.
I don't.
Which I
I think it would have just fallen into the gutter, because it really would have just been cookie cutter as shit. I mean, it would have just gone to the Hallmark Channel, is what it would have fucking done. Because
I mean this group of people would have still put this movie out the way they put it out. Like it just wouldn't have been following 2 gay leads.
But then they wouldn't have put it out the way that they put it out. They probably wouldn't have made the movie if it wasn't featuring 2 gay leads. Because
Yeah.
when was the last time Judd Apatow made a fucking rom-com?
Shit, I feel like all his movies are rom-coms. But I mean, we just went over his movies, so like
Right.
the last couple haven't been. Yeah.
Right. So like he probably would not have put this movie out. This movie wouldn't have gotten made if it wasn't Billy Eichner and Nicholas Stoller doing the story.
Yeah.
You know, like
So it'd probably be Trainwreck 2015 would be the last like rom-com, I'd say.
yeah. So like
Yeah,
my
so
man
it's been a
hasn't put
minute.
out fucking rom-coms in 7 years,
Yeah.
or hasn't
But
produced one, I guess.
But like, I just think it is unfortunate though, because like if I just think there are still groups of people that won't watch it for that reason, when I don't think that should have been a reason for them not to watch it. And like I think there's just so many groups that may have like, oh, because of subject material, or because even for marketing. I understand marketing is important, but like it's one of those things where I feel like I don't understand why word of mouth hadn't pushed this movie further ahead, because like
I
anybody
mean,
that
you
has
said it. You said it yourself. They're bigots. They don't like gay people, so they're not going to
Yeah.
see it no matter what. It doesn't matter if their gay friend said it was funny. If Martha is a fucking devout Christian, she's not going to see it.
Yeah.
Like, but they also didn't expect to get those people, I'm sure. I don't think Billy Eichner wrote this script and was like, oh, fucking Catholics are going to eat this shit up, brother.
Yeah.
Like, there's no fucking way, you know?
Yeah, but they may have also, like, sometimes people make movies and they're like, I just want to, like, they may have made this because they want to show like their point of view, their message. They know it's gonna lose money, like, and I don't think they made this movie think they were ever gonna make money.
No, they
Like,
did, and the analysts thought it was going to make money too.
See,
So I mean,
That's
you
so
can
ballsy,
disagree
I
with
feel.
it too, but I mean,
Yeah.
no, there are multiple factors in here that point it towards it at least making money. It's it's initially projected to gross $8 to $10 million from opening in 3,300 theaters in its opening weekend. That's what it was projected to make, was $8 to $10 million in its opening weekend, and it made $14 million during its entire run. So like,
Yeah.
no, people thought this was gonna make money. I mean, there's so
shit, where are they getting that information from though? If it's so wrong,
you're gonna have to look that one up because I don't fucking know.
because like it's
That's
one
their
thing to
job.
be off on those. Yeah, it's one thing to be off a little bit because those numbers are always like estimates, projections. Like, you know, Disney always goes under because so they can look like they made more. Like that
Yeah.
happens, but to be off that big is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, they probably thought there's a ton of fucking funny people in this movie. It's gonna do really well, and then
Yeah.
just nobody saw it. But that shit happens all the time. Look at
Yeah.
look at the Ridley Scott movie with Ben Affleck and Matt Damon in it.
Mhm.
Nobody
Yeah,
saw that
one,
fucking movie.
That one should have killed. Like that, yeah.
So you,
what is
you
that movie
honestly
called?
can't
Doubt, or
predict
is
the
it
fucking
Doubt?
market then. No,
Yeah.
it's The Last Duel in Paris or some shit like that.
Yeah, I think it's just the last duel, but yes, I think
But like you can't predict the market
no.
because you know you're one bad fucking trailer away from nobody going to see it. Regardless of how this
Yeah.
movie's probably one of the best comedies of the year.
It is. I don't think it's really even debatable. But like I think also too they hope that it was far like removed enough from like COVID that they were like, oh, more people are going, but there's still a lot of people that aren't going to the movies. Like unless you're goddamn Maverick.
No, I don't think so. I think movies are doing pretty well overall. We haven't seen very many movies that didn't make money. Like
Yeah, but it's like but it's like a lot of them have been Marvel movies that always make money. Like there's a lot of movies that have like been like but it's I guess the time
I
of year
don't
we're
think
at.
so.
it
We've
looks
only
bad.
seen how many Marvel movies in 2022? Like 3
3
of the
Yeah.
of the 30 movies we've seen this year.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. This
I mean,
movie
that's
is
a number we
just
could
one
look
of
up.
those fucking tragedies that fell by the wayside, you know?
I do think in the coming years, though, like in the next 5 years, people are going to look back at this and then be like, oh, this is great. And I do think it's going to get a run. Like, and then also, too, we're going to be further, like, pushed further across in like society where we're more accepting of things. Even whether like we say like, hey, that's a reason or not. I do think more people in the next 5 years are going to be willing to watch this movie. And also, too, like the word of mouth can get out stronger, like, hey, how good this movie is. So, like, I think in time, this movie could re-release and do well.
It's hard to tell though, because I don't know. So many movies, so many fantastic movies go unnoticed 5-10 years after they come out though. I don't
Yeah.
know if this movie is stand out enough for it to matter in 5 years.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be a matter of another Judd Apatow movie is going to come out in 5 years. We're going to look at the list of movies he produced and we're going to be like, "Damn, dude, Bros was so fucking good. What
But
happened?"
I think too, like looking at compared to like Judd's stuff, like this movie is top tier compared to some of those. And it's just
But
like,
these are just his producers though.
yeah.
So we
But, I
have
mean, he
to look
produces
at-
a lot of good shit though.
Yeah. But he also produces
Yeah.
a lot of fucking stinkers.
Oh yeah. I feel like when you do comedy, it's real like you're either gonna have a all-time classic or not. So the box office for 2022 right now is at $6 billion. Like, and it'll probably be 8 by the end of the year because I'm assuming
America
Avatar's gonna
only?
do well. So this is this
Or
domestic?
worldwide?
Let me see. This is domestic box office.
Okay.
So can I find worldwide or no? So right now we're gonna go off of just domestic. On average, like it makes $10 to $11 million, like US is kind of what it makes. But then obviously the last 2 years are low because of pandemic.
COVID, yeah.
So like this one still might be a little under, which is so it definitely box office is coming back, but it's still not fully back. I feel.
Yeah, but I don't
Because-
think it'll ever be fully back. People have gotten so accustomed to just watching movies at their home. Like,
yeah,
if you don't give a shit about the screen being bigger or having comfortable seats or being in Dolby or IMAX, what's the point of even going to the fucking movies? If I was just some fucking rando, I would never go to the movies, I think.
yeah.
You know?
I mean, yeah, but I like. There's less people that like, oh, like I like the movie going experience. I feel nowadays because it's so comfortable at home. Like at home is so nice,
And they don't want to put their fucking phones away. They don't want to not talk. They don't want to
Yeah.
silence their shit. I think that's a big portion of it too, because I'm going to talk about it during Violent Night. A motherfucker just had his track phone out, his fucking
yeah, I'm
flip
sure
phone
don't-
out, and he was.
not caring.
And he went to go see it with
Bro.
one of his boys, and they literally at the beginning of the movie were like, "Hey man, Grinder going off on your phone, bro?" During
Oh,
Violent Night,
so
during the
stupid.
opening of Violent Night, I was
Yeah.
like, one, he's got a flip phone, motherfucker. He ain't got Grinder on that. I know for a
Yeah.
fact Grinder ain't on that. But also,
That'd be impressive.
yeah, he fucking hacked it. He reversed it.
Yeah.
It. But also, like, dude, you're not at home, dog. What the
Yeah.
fuck are you talking for? The trailers are done,
People
by
don't
the
know how
way.
to act right, dude.
People just those
Yeah.
2 years really took away people's ability to know how to act in a goddamn
Yeah.
theater. It's ridiculous.
But I could also see too a large group of like parents rather being at home now because it's like, oh, I can watch this at home. I don't have to get a babysitter, stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't think I think this is the new norm for
hmm
theaters.
Yeah,
I don't
We
think
still
it's
need
ever
a
gonna
few more
bounce back.
years though. Yeah, like because this is the first. I think like I'd say this is the first full year of movies since the pandemic. So like
Yeah,
next year we'll kind of get a better projection because it's kind of hard to go off of anything prior to because so much has changed. Because every year it
I'll
was
have you
going
know
up.
we have the flu of 1918 to go off of. Okay, and they were making movies back then, so we could look it up if we want.
let me.
But I'm not doing that math,
1918.
and we've been doing this for an hour and 2 minutes, so we're moving on.
Yeah.
But we
gotcha.
have it. We have it something to look up. All right, we're going to the questions now. No more. I don't want nothing about
No
this
more.
movie. No more. You get a line and that's it. A sentence.
I thought it was funny. I liked it.
Motherfucker! I said no more. You son of a
Yeah,
bitch.
that was 2 lines.
Yeah, that was 2 lines. There was 2
Oh,
periods.
fuck.
You son of a bitch. Oh, some English isn't my first language. But you know what is your first language? Is James's favorite part.
My favorite part is actually when he's in the museum for the first time and
Who
like
is he?
he sees himself in the reflection. The boyfriend.
Aaron.
I
Okay,
should say,
Aaron. Okay.
I thought it was real touching because like you see him like struggling and you see him like battling through like his own insecurities, and I thought it was like a real touching moment. And then he disappears again, which I thought was funny.
My man is the Batman, by the way.
Yeah,
We didn't bring it up during the review, but holy
Yeah.
shit, he is swift. I need
dude,
to
it's
start-
so yeah.
I gotta start taking testosterone, dude. Fuck it.
yeah, have to.
Eric, what is your favorite part of Bros?
I really like the rom-com of it, man. That's just the like the Provincetown bit. I thought that was great, man. I thought it was really sweet.
So,
Yeah.
really quick, we've done one other rom com this year. Which is better, Marry Me or Bros?
Bros.
Marry Me is a strong rom com, though, dog. And Owen Wilson, bro.
Yeah, Owen Wilson is.
And they're heterosexual? Come on. Bangers.
You're right.
Yeah. I think Bros is a better movie, but like Marry Me, like one, it has some banger songs. Like it has like a lot of other things going for it. Like as you know, it has some more aesthetic.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
Bros
yeah.
is more calm, I think, which I like.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there is
but
more
it's
cock
also
in Bros.
rom.
Yeah, there's way more cock in Bros. You're right.
Yeah.
Owen Wilson's not
Yeah,
trying to
calm.
hang dong.
No.
I just, wanted to lay that out there because I don't think we saw any other rom-coms this year, did we?
We could have, but who knows?
I don't think
That's James'
so,
department. I don't know.
though. That is James's department. If he doesn't know, nobody knows.
Yeah.
I don't know what my favorite part is, dude. I think the part that really got me last night at 2 a.m. when I was watching it was when he took the steroids, but he missed his window, so he's raging in the fucking museum. He's like ripping the
Yeah.
flag. he's like, I'm on steroids. It's just
I'm
that shit,
a roid rage.
yeah, that shit killed me. He's like, I missed my fucking window. It's too
Yeah,
good.
he
And then
did
he does
miss
the
his
thing. He's
window.
like, "Hey, bro."
Yeah, he kind of like he catfishes that guy. And the dude's
Yeah.
Oh,
like,
100%.
I love that the dude was like, "You're not a fucking killer, are you?" And he's like, "No, I just wanted to see." Too good.
Yeah.
The
He
whole
totally
sequence
changed
is
his
so good.
personality.
Yeah. James, what was your least favorite part of Bros?
So based on the trailer, I thought I was gonna like some of the other characters more, but they didn't really have a bigger role in it, as big of a role as I thought. Like all the board member people, I guess you would say. So like pretty much all this shit was in the trailer. So like I was a little underwhelmed by them.
Their first meeting for sure was in the entirety of the trailer. I would agree with that. I
Mhm.
think the later stuff wasn't as much, but there wasn't a lot more after that.
Because
Yeah.
like their joke where it like was just prominent in the trailer where it's like, oh, the gays had their thing or whatever. It's such a throwaway line in that, and I'm like, oh, I think I would have really thought that was funny in the context if it wasn't in the trailer so much.
Yeah.
Like so then that like that's like so one of the board meetings was like, oh, it's kind of just there's not really much going on here.
Yeah. That kind of builds onto my least favorite part, but we're going to do Eric next. Eric, what was your least favorite part of Bros?
It's super nitpicky because I don't think there's much. But the way the dude was texting the whole time on the fucking on his phone, he literally fucking he would be like this. I'm like, bro, you can pretend you're texting.
How'd you guys feel about the way that they portrayed text, though? Because some movies do the pop-up text. Other movies, you're like reading over their shoulder and you're reading it.
Uh-huh.
How'd you guys feel about the
Yeah.
way that they portrayed it here, where it was just them talking but without moving their mouths?
I like that. I prefer that. I think.
I didn't. I guess I didn't really care. I thought it was funny though. Like so, I think it didn't matter because the interactions were so good.
Yeah,
Like,
I agree
and I-
that it was super good because you were getting their inflection. And like
Yeah.
Billy
You can
Eichner is
act.
like, yeah, and he's fucking an actor. I think
Yeah.
the two of them playing off each other was fantastic because it's the straight man and the dude who's off his fucking rocker, which is
Yeah.
cool. Like that's a fun dynamic. My least favorite part though, I don't know if the B plot was strong enough. So like the A plot is of course Bobby and Aaron getting together, them discovering their love for each other. That's the A plot. But the B plot of him like, I gotta give $5 million to open up the museum. I was like, damn, they just fucking threw something at the wall and this is what stuck, huh? This could have been
So,
better.
like, I totally get what you're saying because like I at no point in the movie did I feel like they weren't going to get it done. Like
Yeah.
I feel like they did a really bad job of like there was no urgency.
There's no
like,
tension
there
at
was-
all. None.
No, like I didn't like throughout the whole movie. I never felt like like I knew they were gonna get together. I knew this was gonna run through. Like, and I feel like it maybe needed more drama, but I guess it's not a
The A plot is
drama,
pretty
so-
drama heavy though. I think when he goes to meet up with the dude that he played hockey with, that drama is heightened. It's undercut by that rando putting the bike in the bike holder or whatever. But
Yeah.
that's the A plot that's really good. The A plot had me, interested
I really
in it.
like that bit, that part.
You did or you didn't like
Wait.
it?
I did. 'Cause
okay.
when he was like, "No, I don't trust you," I was like,
Yeah.
"No."
Yeah. And of course, it's a rom-com, so they're gonna get back together. But
Yeah.
like the museum shit,
I mean, that was so much stronger though than the
Yeah.
museum stuff.
100%. Which I
Yeah.
think if the museum stuff was stronger, this movie would be even better. And maybe
Yeah.
the homophobes would have come out to see it if the museum shit was stronger.
Well,
It could have been a
Homophobes
true
love
classic.
museums. Yeah, if the B plot was as strong as the A plot, this would have
Yeah.
been top 10 greatest rom-coms of all time.
Yeah, could have. Yeah, for sure.
But
Because
now
I
go ahead.
people are gonna pick that apart. Like
Yeah.
that's gonna get picked apart throughout the years as well. And it's gonna be a Nightmare Alley thing. People are gonna be like, "Hey, I love the relationship.
no.
I hate."
I'd rather watch all 2
Yeah.
hours of this movie. I'll watch the first 45 minutes of Nightmare Alley.
Yeah.
And then I just turn it off. I go, wow, Guillermo del Toro made the best Carney movie ever. And I
of all
turn it
time,
off.
great short
Yeah,
film. Great short film.
greatest short long film of all time. All right, cinema scores. Would we rent it?
No.
No.
Nah,
Would you buy this movie physically? No.
No.
nah.
Would you buy it digitally?
No.
No.
And a Judd Apatow pack, sure.
Oh, you get a 90 movie Judd Apatow producer credit back.
I'd buy that shit too.
But then you also get the bubble though. And you get
I
year
want to
one.
see the bubble though. The concept of the bubble is cool. It's just shit movie.
Yeah, but then you also get
So,
year
like,
one. Year one is trash.
Yeah, but there's some moments.
Shut the fuck up. Yeah, the one that's memed is the moment. There's one moment.
Yeah.
Oh, first time? That's it. There's no other moment. Would you buy this in the $5 bin at your favorite local establishment?
And this is a great $5 movie.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would
Great
spend.
gift.
I don't know if I'd spend $5 on it though. Yeah,
All right, you
And
had a
it-
coupon for
bro. If I
50%
get
off.
$4.99 off a $5 movie, I'm buying the fuck out of this movie for a cent. I'm buying
Honestly,
it.
I'm buying a ton of them. I'm reselling them.
I'm buying it just so I can rip it, put it on the Plex server, and then fucking I'm gonna send it back to
Yeah.
Best Buy and get my cent back.
Oh shit!
Would you put this on in the background while people are over?
I think so.
I think so too. Just for the chaos aspect alone.
So, like, me personally, yes. But also still, there's a lot of people. I know we're not saying a lot. You're not saying a lot, but I'm saying a lot.
You're saying a lot of people that you know. There you go. That's a
Yeah.
better descriptor of it.
But also, there's some kids in the house, so I don't know if you can.
No, but it doesn't say which people. All right, this isn't that specific. It's saying if the occasion arises with the right people, are you putting this on in the background with those people over?
Oh, right, people,
Yes.
100%.
100%. Because
Yeah.
there's some
Wrong
movies
people?
that Blue
No.
Bayou, even with the right people, I'm not putting it on in the background. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that's a downer.
Yeah, there's no like even with people who would like the movie, those
Yeah.
people aren't the right people because it's not just you alone eating a chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
This movie though, with the right people, you throw that bitch on, you know, you turn around, you play a couple beer pong, you turn back, this one dude's getting blown by two dudes.
I would play this amongst our group of friends. I think it would
100%.
be.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't.
Yeah, whenever you say you people, I always just think of us.
That's what I think too.
Yeah.
Would you watch this again? Yes.
I don't know if it
Same
has
as-
enough to bring me back. Like, I did enjoy it, but maybe one more time.
I would have to watch it with someone else though. I'm not watching it alone
I don't know.
again.
I was cackling, dude. This is my second time seeing it. I
Yeah?
was still cackling.
But
Even
if you,
louder
jokes
too
are
because I'm at
strong.
home.
But if you, yeah, they were like, "Why is that dude laughing at his suck noises?" That's weird.
Yeah.
But like, would you have watched it a second time if you didn't have to watch it for work?
I think so.
Okay,
If I was just scrolling something, like I didn't, you know,
Yeah,
I
you were
finished
on the
all the
cock.
Walking Dead.
you're very casually on the
Yeah.
cock.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Would you recommend it? Should we remove this since in the spoiler
already say
free
thumbs
we
up or
give the
thumbs down.
recommend?
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably.
So we gave all thumbs up. So we would all
Yeah.
recommend it. All right, ratings. Who's got a good one?
I give this.
Hold on, wait. Hold. I forgot to open up the sheet.
Hold.
Now I'm freaking out. I can't read. All right.
What's in our sevens, Joey?
Oh, dude, I don't have that open, Eric. Shit. Okay.
Uh,
I'll
I
open
thought
up-
they were the
No,
rating
no,
page.
no, I'm opening up the rankings so that we can take those numbers and then put them in. In the sevens, we have, in order of the rank, by the way, this is in order of how highly we rank them. Snowpiercer, 500 Days of Summer, Annihilation, Tenet, Doctor Strange 2. What the fuck movie is that? The icon is so small that I can't read the text. A Quiet Place Part 2, The Fault in Our Stars, Conjuring 3, The Devil Made Me Do It, Candyman, Coco, The Naked Gun, Belfast, That Thing You Do, Birdman, Sonic, Almost Famous. I don't know what that movie is either. You know, so I mean that's the front half though.
yeah.
Yeah.
That gives you a good
Okay.
feel.
Step Brothers,
Yeah, that's a-
Malignant, American Psycho, Batman, Shazam.
We do such a wide variety of movies.
We got look. Hey, nobody can
to-
say that we pigeonhole
Yeah.
ourselves. Nobody.
Yeah.
All right, James, I'm ready for you.
I give it 8 out of 10 days in my cycle. I gotta hurry up and get to the gym because I don't want to miss my window.
I got fucking pumped. Eric,
I give this 8.5 $1 million I gotta fucking get from Deborah Messing or whatever her name is.
Bowen Yang is the one who gave it to him, though.
Oh, Joe's about to give it a 6.
No. It's not a 6. It's not a 6.
Eric, what was your thought process? You were like, "What's in the sevens?" and then you go 8.5.
8.5. He wasn't nowhere near 7.
That's
Well,
a point half up.
I wanted to rate it above you because I'm like, oh, I didn't think you would rate it 8 because I was gonna rate it an 8.
Yeah, I like this movie. I don't think it's a bad movie. I just think there's so many reasons why it didn't do as well in its box office. But I think everyone should have watched it because it's a great movie.
I'm going to have to give it a 7.75 tops, willfully being a bottom because they love their partner.
That's,
Which
It's
I
been
think is
years,
also
too.
a really important, I think that's a super important scene. Because, you know, for most gay men, when you're stuck in your top or bottom, you're a top or a bottom. Very rarely will
especially
you
for
switch.
his character.
Yeah, he's a
Like-
total top. Like he's a hard top. And for him to be
'Cause-
like, I'll bottom, that's huge.
Yeah. And that's how you know, like, he got through to him and, like, helped him kind of love himself more and,
Yeah.
like, be okay with who he is. Because no matter what, like, throughout any point before he meets him, he's like, okay, I'm gay, but, like, I'm not that gay.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm not. I mean, they dropped the hard T in here, and he would have definitely said, "I'm no hard T, buddy."
Yeah.
Um,
Which is very
Bro,
important.
when they said that in bed, I was like cracking the fuck up.
Dude, I was so thrown off. I was like, "Oh shit, okay."
I mean,
Okay.
hey, if anybody can say it, it's them.
It is
It's
100%
chocolatier,
man. That chocolatier. He's over here. He's over there packing the fudge. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
All right, everybody. That was our
I don't even think
review.
about it like that.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't make the joke. I was really shocked they didn't make a fudge packing joke. I was so thrown off. So that was our review of Bros. Average score of 8.08. Since, you know, I gave it
Nice.
a little bit higher than the 7.5 I was going to give it. And I think the only reason I gave it less than an 8 is because we also saw Violent Night in the same week. If we review this movie separately of Violent Night, I think I would have given this movie a better score. But you'll
Wow.
understand why in our review of Violent Night coming up next. Other than that, though, thanks for tuning in on twitch.tv/SoonerLaterTV and our YouTube channel for our review of Bros. Continue listening and watching and showing your support on all social media at SoonerLaterTV. If you leave a comment on a short, brother, we're going to respond. Sometimes we'll double respond to it. Sometimes James will respond and I'll respond. And you just have to fucking guess to see who's who. If you couldn't catch us live, don't worry. You can listen to us on all podcasting platforms. Just look up Sooner or Later TV. We record our episodes typically live on Sundays and upload them typically by Wednesday, unless work is hard, because we don't get paid for this. So you'll get it when you get it. But you could tune in 5 minutes for our review of Violent Night. We love you guys. Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
Oh, no, I shouldn't stop streaming. I want to stop recording. This is all streamed.
I think it's funny how, Eric, you don't do the see ya when we do the spoiler.
So sad. All right, everybody, welcome back to Sooner or Later. I'm your host, Joey, and for episode 125, we're reviewing the all-time Christmas classic, Violent Night. Violent Night is directed by Tommy Wirkola, written by Pat Casey and Josh Miller. I said producing last time. I don't give a fuck about the producers this time. Cinematography by Matthew Weston, edited by Jim Page, music by Dominic Lewis. Production company was 87 North Productions, distributed by Universal Pictures, with a release date of October 7, 2022 at New York City Comic-Con and December 2nd, 2022 in the wider United States, with a runtime of 112 minutes and a budget of $20 million. As of December 4th, Violent Night has brought in $20.3 million in the worldwide box office. Violent Night currently sits at a 70% on the tomato meter with 131 reviews and an 89% audience score with 500 plus verified ratings, and a Metacritic of 55 from critics and 6.7 from user score. But the only people whose opinion matters are these three jolly hoes right here. That's right.
Jolly
You're getting 10 minutes of filtered review starting now. I'm starting this one. Violent Night is one of the best Christmas movies of all time, hands down. And you want to know why? Because this movie made me care about Christmas again. I have never
Oh my god.
I have never been this happy to be in Christmas time ever. I don't think since I've been a kid. And this movie legitimately made me feel like, damn, Christmas is pretty fucking rad. Huh. I love this shit. This movie is
you
so...
you don't like Home Alones and shit like that?
Fucking Macaulay Culkin, dude. Fuck him. I don't give a shit. I hate Christmas movies, Eric. I hate them. The Christmas movies I've liked the most were the Christmas movies that we did for the review last year. Those are my top-rated Christmas movies, and I think this Christmas movie blows them out the fucking water. I love this movie so much. I love it.
All right. So, I don't tend to watch Christmas movies on Christmas. I think a lot of them are kind of cheesy. And same reason why I don't watch a lot of these sports movies, because a lot of them are cheesy.
Cheesy,
I don't, and nothing against religion, but like a lot of time they have like these like religious-based like holiday films.
Everything
and
against religion.
I think they're corny. They're like, I think they're lame. Like, I just
Yeah.
don't, I get it, sure, whatever, family, blah, 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 don't care. This movie doesn't do that, and this movie says, I'm going hard, and I'm going harder, and when you think I can't go hard, I'm going even harder.
I'm going harder!
Yeah.
So wait.
And the lore switch, crazy.
Bro, thank you. I feel vindicated, because, dude, the whole time I was like, yo, this lore, though? I need to see another movie.
I need more.
Eric, you're being real quiet over there.
He hates it.
He does. He's giving it a 4 out of 10 for sure. What's up?
This shit got my goddamn dick hard.
It's so good. So look, did anybody watch the trailer before going to see this movie?
I've seen it once, but
unfortunately
didn't really
did.
remember it.
I didn't see a single trailer. I saw the poster at AMC, and that was it. And then
I had no idea the premise. I didn't know what was going on.
10 minutes before I got to the movies, Nick goes, oh, so it's Santa Claus John Wick. I go, bro, fucking spoilers, man. What?
Dude, holy shit, he really did spoil it for you.
But, like, I didn't think it was going to be like this, though.
I was like, oh, this is kind of like Die Hard-ish. Like, that's kind of how I've been explained to people that have asked me about it.
Hold on, I want to just stop. Let's be as non-spoiler as possible. I don't want to give anything away. No, I don't think so. I don't think calling it Santa Claus meets John Wick is like that at all. And I think comparing it to fucking Bruce Willis movie, Die Hard, I don't think that's too spoilery at all either. I think there's some major aspects of the story that we should not talk about that you find out very early on, but I don't think, and I don't know if the trailer gives it away either, but don't see a fucking trailer. You should probably go ahead.
Show up late to all the movies.
Yes. Well, like I knew one character was gonna be. I knew one character was gonna be introduced. So I just didn't know what their role was gonna be. So that was like cool.
I didn't know nothing. I didn't know John Leguizamo was in this movie. Nothing.
See, that's the character, but I didn't know what his role was.
Dude, we're living in a John Leguizamo essence, dude.
Dude, that's what I've been
shit.
saying recently, dude. I've been thinking about it. I was like, dude, he's been in a lot of good shit, dude.
Dude, John Wick brought him back. Keanu was like,
That's
hey,
true.
I
That's
want
true.
you to be in this movie. And he's been in just bangers ever since. I don't think he's had a bad movie.
I know he's been like The Pest is like his first big role or whatever, but like I always think about him in Chef for some reason. I don't know why, but I love him in that movie.
That was a sleeper role, though. I feel like
Yeah.
the thing I always think about is Spawn. To me,
Oh,
he's always gonna be the clown, dude. Always.
That's a good one.
But like, oh, it's so good. This movie's just so good.
I'm trying to see.
I think the main characters all play their roles very well.
So
And
good.
so with
listening.
David Harbour, is that how you pronounce
Harbor,
his name?
David
Harbour?
Harbour.
Okay, I'm always like iffy with people. Like I understand like he just did the whole Red Guardian thing and stuff like that. But like I'm always iffy when people come from like TV to movies. Like how are they gonna be able to command the screen the way they did in TV? And dude, did he?
My man commanded the fuck out of the screen, dude. He's just
It was
I mean, anybody who's seen Stranger Things, I don't think anybody who's ever seen Stranger Things dislikes David Harbour. He is just such a warm, welcoming presence, and I think this role makes that shine even more. He is such a warm, welcoming dude. It's crazy.
I think what's cool about him too, and I'll explain more like in the spoiler part, but like just his aesthetic and the way he goes about playing the character is it's complex, and it just like it's so interesting because it's such a spin on your traditional Christmas movie.
Yeah, and I think this movie could have suffered from playing it safe, and not really fucking going for it. But
Like if it wasn't rated R, I don't know.
That's what I was just gonna ask. I was like, what is this movie rated as? Because I thought I didn't know enough about it. I thought it was PG-13.
First 5 minutes, they drop 4 fucks.
Yeah, but like going
They're
into it, I was like, oh, this
all
is a
over the place.
PG-13 movie, and then it just keeps ramping up, and I'm like,
What?
oh, this has to be rated R because like it's doing some rated R shit right now.
So PG-13 movies get 1 fuck, and I think like a
That's
handful of shits. But even
like-
then, they're not
But
allowed
not
to say shit that
knowing,
much.
if you told me this, even show me this poster, show me the name, show me who was attached to this, I would be like, oh yeah, this is a PG-13 movie.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
there's
yeah.
no way.
Oh, then. But, I mean, based on the trailer, I knew this wasn't PG-13.
Yeah,
but I didn't see the trailer.
Yeah.
When all you have is that poster, and it's David Harbour, so you don't assume. I mean, he's a fucking Marvel stooge, He's not gonna fuck. He's not gonna fucking do the shit he did in this movie. Oh man.
I mean, when you buy the ticket, it says big as fuck. Hey, this is rated R. You better have
Man,
the license
you think
on
I
you.
I don't read
Dude,
that ticket. They
I'm
look
not-
they not scan it.
Yeah. I'm about to just start walking in that bitch and being like, I'm A-list, baby.
Yeah, I
walking
got
through
my
it.
shit. On repeat.
But like, for this director has made 1 blockbuster before this, and it was Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters in 2013, and everything else has been like independent movies. And for him to come out with this,
I've seen I saw the trailer not the trailer, the postcard for Dead Snow.
no, but
That's all
that's
I know
Dead
from
Snow
him.
2, Red versus Dead.
I've seen that.
The second
No,
one,
like the original one, the
Yeah,
2009
I've seen
one.
both.
but he didn't. Oh, he did do the 2009 one. Never mind. I'm sorry. Is it any good? Is it like
No.
this? Oh,
No.
but he wrote and directed those. This
they're
man,
they're
give
cool
this man
though.
a
They're cool
script.
concepts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, is the directing good in them at least?
I just think it's too low budget. I think if you had a bigger budget, it probably could have been good.
This is a bigger budget.
This is a
And
big
it was
budget. You
really
can tell.
good.
Yeah.
But I think he just doesn't seem to be a very good writer, because none of these movies look like they're good. But
No.
shit, you give him a
Spermageddon,
script,
dude. Next year.
I mean, look, Violent Night was fantastic. So at the off chance that Spermageddon's gonna be good, I'm gonna watch it. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Based on what I've seen from him do, he likes to just take his own twist on things.
Yeah.
And it's either going to hit or not. Like, because he tries to do things so differently from like traditional, like, oh, what would you expect from this type of movie? And it's either going to work or it's not. I think this has probably been the best thing he's done, like from what I've seen. But like also too, I haven't seen some of his earlier work. Maybe he has some classics, some hidden gems I don't know about.
You're
But
wrong.
probably not.
No.
Yeah.
3 of his movies don't have Wikipedia pages.
No, that's saying something.
It does.
Yeah, let's make him for him. We like him now.
I don't like him. I got to see Spermageddon first. But like, I'm not speaking in hyperbole when I say that during this movie I had a Christmas awakening. Like, I got excited about giving the kids presents. I got excited about putting up a fucking Christmas tree, bro.
See, this is the perfect film to open up December, I think.
Yeah.
But is it? I feel like I almost regret having seen it at the beginning of December and not seeing it at
fucking decline now.
not even that, but like this on Christmas Eve, it's late at night, 11:30, maybe midnight, and you throw this on, and shit is going
With
down.
The boys.
Oh, dude, you're cracking open a cold one. You're putting the presents under the tree for the kids, throwing them back. David Harbour's doing shit. Oh.
In my household, this movie's gonna be being played on Christmas.
100%.
And this year, I'm not saying how, but
I'm saying how I'm pirating it. Yar, matey.
I'm going to the flea market.
Yeah, you ain't lying.
In the HD cam.
Real quick though, the production company, the 87 Notes Productions, they've done Nobody, Kate, Bullet Train, this movie, and they're gonna do The Fall Guy in 2024.
Dude, I'm in. I mean, yeah, I'm in. I'm not gonna go into more detail for another 14 seconds because I'm gonna fucking nut.
I've never
spoilers.
seen Kate, so I don't know what that's about. But
It's
Nobody and
gotta
Bullet
be fun.
Train.
Bullet Train was
Good
hype
AF.
a fuck. Oh man. We're going to just let it ride for 2 seconds. We're going to bask in the ambiance of this movie. Just like you can bask in the ambiance of the right-hand corner button. And you can click that to find out our spoiler-full views. You keep fucking it up, Eric. Our spoiler-full reviews of Violent Night. But to send us off, we're going to give a thumbs up or thumbs down on whether or not you should go see Violent Night. On 3, 2, 1, thumbs up.
Full
Thumbs up.
3
On
thumbs
Christmas,
up.
2 thumbs up.
I mean, Christmas Day and Christmas Eve. Fucking watch them back
That's
to
it,
back.
fuck it.
Yeah, there's so many thumbs.
Make it a tradition to watch this movie.
Oh, fuck. I'm going to talk about it in spoilers. All right. We love you guys. Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
All right. I'm switching to
delay.
Yeah, he's going to make cutting this shit really fucking difficult for me, you bastard. I can't explain to you guys how giddy I was watching this movie. It seems like you guys had very similar experiences, but when I say that I have been a Scrooge for like the last 13 years of my life, no, more than that. It's like 17 years of my life. I haven't been happy about Christmas since I was like 12.
Damn,
okay,
dude, you're fucking John Leguizamo, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. That's what I was thinking too.
Dude, but to be a 30-year-old man watching this and being like, bro, Christmas is fucking rad. I love Christmas. I think this movie is just crazy for being able to do that for me.
It is crazy. But just to know on Christmas that you don't love us, that hurts.
No, I don't give a shit.
Damn.
Christmas is just a reason to get together with the boys and that's it. I don't give a fuck about nothing else.
And drink your fucking problems away.
And to make funny gifts. It's less about the actual wrapping. It goes to be birthday gifts for all he cares.
But like this has got me really in the spirit, which is so weird because now we can start spoiling it. He's actually fucking Santa Claus. Bro,
Yeah.
I was not ready for him to actually be fucking Santa Claus.
So like I didn't know and it's interesting because like they do some lore stuff with him being a Viking. And I thought it was super dope. And he's like, oh, he hasn't always been Santa Claus. And I'm like, because they've done that, sure, with like the Santa Claus franchise, Tim Allen or whatever. But like here, I'm like, oh, wow, it's so interesting. It's so cool because there's always like the mystic lore of being like, oh, Santa Claus has lived forever. But now you're like, oh, man, he wasn't the only Santa Claus, or like, how does that work? Like, I just need to know more. It's a cool world. They have a sequel.
It's
I'm
a
watching
contract, dude. You get a contract, and you kill the Santa Claus, and then you become the Santa Claus.
And I thought they're like, because every Santa Claus movie does this, but I really liked the way he did his, like, so the nose thing I thought was interesting. I thought his bag was cool, and especially the naughty nice list. I thought the aesthetic of that was so dope.
It's so
like, and it said like why they were bad and stuff, and it felt like more real. Like it felt like, hey, for a second I was like, damn, is Santa Claus real?
Is this motherfucker real out here? Did he executive produce this film that we're watching? Yeah, it's just everything about it, man.
The brutality, though, I could not have been ready for it, but I couldn't have been more rock hard for it, man.
Dude, when he put those motherfuckers in that wood chipper, I audibly went, oh, shit.
Dude, once he got damn, Manor or whatever it's called, his hammer. What does
Oh
Thor
yeah,
call it?
no. He calls it Skull Crusher is the name of the
Okay.
hammer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude,
But-
I knew it was gonna pop off, dude.
But he
Dude
wasn't
was so
even-
light with it.
but he wasn't even using his hammer.
Yeah,
he was just using
it
a
was just a
garden
sledgehammer.
variety
Oh yeah, it was a
sledgehammer.
regular sledgehammer. Yeah.
We didn't see
Dude.
Skull Crusher until the very
Throwing
end.
it, dude.
Yeah.
He's like fucking behind the back, dude.
So agile, dude.
Or
And
when he
once-
fucking threw that bitch at that guy who was running and he hit him
Yeah.
square in the back of the fucking head. Oh my god.
Dude, my favorite, like not my favorite part of the movie, but one of my favorite parts of that scene is when he starts shanking everybody with the candy cane, dude. He was putting it in work, and I
After
was like,
he's
vicious with it,
sucking
dude.
on it, dude, he's really going to
Yeah.
town on that candy cane.
dude was the fastest man alive.
So that's in the trailer. That candy
Oh,
cane.
is it?
When I saw that, I was like, "Oh, this shit's gonna be rated R."
No, that's some John Wick shit.
Wow.
That was like the pencil, dude. The
Yeah.
pencil.
yeah.
Dude, could you imagine a Violent Night John Wick crossover? Oh my god.
Holy fuck!
Dude, would you imagine if he comes in and John Wick's sitting on his fucking chair with his dog, and then you just see Santa pop in, and then someone breaks in John Wick's house and they go ham on him?
Oh, you're saying they
Holy-
team up?
Yeah.
I don't want them to team up right away though. I want to see them whoop each other's asses.
Yeah, I want to be enemies like Common
Okay,
was.
so
But-
John
then
Wick
they- but
thinks
then they
that
team up at
Santa's
the
breaking
end.
in.
Yeah, exactly. He thinks that he's an intruder. And then that's when
Yeah.
John Wick goes up and he starts doing his gun kata or whatever, and then fucking Santa pulls out the goddamn sledgehammer and throws it at him and he blocks it.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And I loved how he could get hurt though. Like there was something cool about him being
I think it's the
not,
best
like,
part.
indestructible. Yeah.
And he knew. He didn't even
Yeah.
for a second think that magic was gonna save him. He's like, if I don't kill these motherfuckers, I'm dead, dude.
I'm dead.
I love how ambiguous it was. Sometimes I don't like when stuff is like ambiguous in movies, but I do like how it's like he doesn't know, so we don't know. Like,
Yeah, and he says it. He goes,
Yeah.
bro, I don't know how this shit works, man. I don't know.
just
Hopefully
does.
I live. Yeah, it just works all the time. Yeah, I just goddamn. So
You know,
are-
I was kind of hoping Mrs. Claus would show up though.
me
So-
too,
So
dude.
fuck
Yeah.
some shit up.
did you guys stay for the end credit scene?
I didn't know there
Oh.
was one.
There was. It wasn't important. It was Bertrude. It was at the end of the movie, and it was Bertrude, and he's live streaming, and he goes, "Hey, what's up, guys? You see this body?" And it's like the Colonel from the Kill Squad. He goes, "Yeah, he's totally dead, and he got shot in the face." That's the end credit
Okay.
scene. But like,
funny.
because I always look it up before I leave to make sure I'm not like losing out on anything. And every site that I looked it up on was like, if they would have shown Mrs. Claus, it would have been a fantastic end
I would
credit
have
scene,
pumped the fuck off.
dude.
I just assumed like, and I normally check, but like I was kind of like I went early. I was kind of in a hurry, so I was like, oh, I don't think this would have an end credit. Like, why would it? But if it was Mrs. Claus, I'd have been pissed at myself.
Yeah, you guys
Yeah.
were fine not to stay, but it was right
I'll
after.
look it up later though.
Yeah, it was right after the stylized credits or whatever, where it was like snow themed, and then right after that happened, it goes into the actual credits.
Oh,
So it wasn't anything big, but like, dude, I need a sequel or a sequel comic or something. I just need more
Yeah.
of this Santa Claus.
I thought the
And I-
little girl was dope too. Like,
She was such a badass.
yeah, like
the
it's
little
like,
Home Alone homage that they
dude,
played.
the Home Alone stuff was so good. Like,
Like, you
bro, the
think-
nail.
The
Oh,
nail
yeah.
through the mouth, dude. Oh my god. And then, but why is he picking it up, looking at it like this? He's so stupid.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Dude, and when she rips off the back of her scalp, dude, oh, it's so brutal.
It's so, and this movie is, it's not brutal. It's brutal emotionally, this movie, because it starts off, the parents are estranged or whatever, and then it moves from emotional brutality to just absolute physical brutality. Just everybody being fucking brutalized all over the place. The fact that those three people who have never killed anybody in their entire lives beat that man to death with fire pokers is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
He just beat him to death.
is he dead?
He pokes
The
his
amount of
jaw.
kill shots people took on each other's throats was crazy in this movie.
Dude, David Harbour had to have gotten hit in the throat during one of these fucking takes.
yeah.
I guarantee someone threw that throat punch and he actually got hit. He cut.
But like, I guess I would have to compare it to some other great action movies. But I do feel after watching this, in the heat of the moment, that shed stuff was some of the best action sequences, action like choreography I've ever seen.
Bro, that's
it was so balls to the walls.
it's some old boy Daredevil hallway shit.
Yeah.
It is just truly a surgeon just fucking cutting people apart with his tool of choice. It's nuts.
Yeah. Dude, he gets that skate when he chops dude's head off. Bogus.
Holy shit,
Oh
that
my
skate
God.
was crazy as
Dude,
hell, dude.
yeah.
I wanted him so bad to put the skate on the end of the hammer and just start swinging that skate
I
around.
wanted to dual wheel the skate.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna put him on and like. use
Wait,
him
did
as
he
a
not?
Fucking fist.
I
Only
totally-
one.
Oh, I totally
Only one.
remember him putting both on and just going, yeah.
So he puts the one on, and he just starts slashing. He'll pick them up and like slash them because he's using his other arm to like move and throw people,
Yeah.
and the other one's used as like a blade. But man, his ability to shank people with different weapons is crazy.
And it's cool that like we don't have to second guess why he has those the murdering prowess. Like them
Yeah.
showing us him with the hammer, his name being like the red devil or whatever the fuck it is. Like that was enough story building to know why he's insane. That's all I
Yeah.
needed.
Yeah,
And I love it too.
I got chills when he was like, when John Leguizamo was like, "Who are you?" And then he says like his Santa and like
The
All the
different
different
languages.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was so
I got
dope.
chills, dude. I was like, "Holy fuck!"
That was some Baba Yaga shit, dude.
yeah.
It's just too.
It
Oh
was.
man.
And I really do like. I know we only got like 2 scenes of like the Viking stuff or whatever, but even that I thought was visually cool as shit. Like with the burning thing, and you just see like you could tell this man has just gone through war.
Mhm.
Like, it was so dope, and his tattoos were dope. I thought.
So David Harbour
Yeah.
6'3".
That's
He's
a
a
big man.
Big man.
Yeah.
And he is built like a fucking freight train. Holy shit. He's so like he doesn't look as physically intimidating with the coat on, but when he has to take the coat off to sew his wound up, I'm like,
Mhm.
this dude's a fucking killer,
Yeah.
man. Oh
I was
shit.
I was like,
Dude's
"Is
a
this
freight
fucking
train."
body double?" Oh, but I'm like, "Nah, no way."
There's no
right?"
way. I don't think there's any way that they got a body double. Even though it would have been perfect because you slap a wig and a fucking a beard on him, and it could be any big dude.
I
But-
wonder when he
Yeah.
filmed this though, because he got small for Stranger Things,
Uh,
and he's
I'll,
pretty big in this.
I'll look it
It's
up.
just the camera angles, dude, that they use.
No. There's no camera angles that make this motherfucker look that
If-
big.
Yeah, like, but I guess too,
2021, David Harbour was cast. In early 2022, everybody else was cast. The shooting of the film took place from January to March of this year.
okay, that's why. So he got he put on the weight back on because Stranger Things was probably done like in like a year before that.
Bro, they filmed this movie over 3 months. I guess there's not a ton of CGI, but like that turnaround
And there's
time
really
is
only
bananas.
2 set pieces though. There's really like
Yeah, they're all
the
just in the
mansion, the
house.
shed, and then there's like obviously a couple one day of shooting at the bar and like little
Yeah.
things, And I'm sure the houses were all like the same house, just fucking different set pieces, like that when he stopped to get presents or whatever.
Yeah. That makes sense. That's just
I
crazy.
thought it was I thought it was real cool just the lore in general because like Santa's Santa, right? But like their little spin on certain things and aspects of it. And it didn't do that like cheesy shit like where like a lot of Santa Claus movies do, but also too those are more kid movies. But like it kind of just was like, hey man, this is it. Like
Yeah.
this is the lore. Some people believe it, some people don't. I'm there for people that need it.
Yeah, I loved him as a drunk fucking. I hate this shit. It's gonna be my last year, man. Fuck
Dude.
these kids.
Was he talking about killing himself? Or was he just going to stop doing it?
I think he's just
Oh,
gonna
I
stop
didn't even
being
think about it like
Santa.
that.
I
Yeah.
think he was going to kill himself.
He could have though. If
Yeah.
you told me that was his mindset, I believe it.
Yeah. And then
I
seeing
thought
him-
it,
Go ahead.
I thought it was interesting though too, like when you see the Santa being like, "Oh yeah, like hey, we're both mall Santas," and he's like, "Bro, you have no fucking idea."
You got no clue, brother. How long you
Yeah.
been doing it? I don't know. I can't remember. Too long.
Yeah.
I love seeing his demeanor change though. Like, cause he goes from, he's fucking flying around, he's giving out presents, getting drunk or whatever, and then the minute he's about to die, he's like, bro, I just want my wife. I wish I
Yeah.
could just be with Mrs. Claus again. That's the only thing I want. And then seeing the little girl hype him up and him just being like, fuck it, bro, we're fucking doing it. He's
Yeah.
smashing people. It's so hype. It's so cheesy, but it's the best kind of cheesy.
Yeah, like the cheese in this movie hits at the right points where you needed the levity, where it didn't feel like cheesy for the sake of being cheesy. Like when he comes and saves her in the end, like you're like, oh, okay, like it was so what is that? Where like the right thing happens at the right time, like a movie trope or whatever it's called. But like it was like okay, cool, like it makes sense though. I didn't feel like because when she was about to die, I was like, I don't think she's dying. But like when he comes and
Bro,
smashes
I
old
don't
girl,
know.
Yeah, I mean, when
she
he
could have
came-
though. In this movie, she could have for sure.
I didn't think anybody was safe. The fact that the amount of people who lived blows my fucking mind. We only lost
Yeah.
Never Back Down guy, which is sad because he was fantastic in this movie. But like, that's the only guy we lost. That's kind of
Hey,
crazy.
I may be stupid, but I did not think that the Death Squad was gonna be in on it.
Do me either.
I didn't think so either, man.
They shot him, and I was like, you can't fucking trust nobody.
Nobody. And then it makes sense though how they did turn or whatever. And then like the son getting the money thing, I also like didn't. But I was because there was so much going on that I guess I wasn't even paying attention to the story. Like,
but even if you were, there weren't hints that he was gonna do that. There were hints that he was gonna leave. But
Yeah.
like maybe on a rewatch you would see it, but it's not glass onion level of no, they're telling
Yeah.
you what happened. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like the surprises are legitimate surprises here.
Once she reads a note, we should have started putting something together. But I was just like, okay, whatever. Like I don't really care. And
I
they
thought
open
it
the
was just
vault.
like- I thought I'd just be like, I hate you, Mom. You're the
Yeah.
worst. You're a
Yeah.
piece of shit.
Yeah. And then because as it's going on, I'm thinking he's in on it though for a decent amount of the movie.
What?
I'm thinking the son is in on it. And
What?
yeah,
I
because
didn't think about that at all. No
yeah,
way.
for something about me, I knew like so something in the film was telling me there's something with him. I don't know what it was, but I was getting the vibe that he had something to do with it, and he does unironically. He's literally just like
Yeah.
it just happened. It's a coincidence.
Yeah,
We both
it's the
try to
wo-
rob you.
It's the worst fucking coincidence for him.
Yeah.
The guy was in Cowboy Bebop, apparently.
Yeah,
Alex Hassel?
he's vicious in the live action one.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't
Oh, wait, he's
see it.
translucent. I'm a dumbass.
Yeah. Oh, that's where I remember him from. I was like, dude,
That's
I've
probably where
seen
it
this.
from before. I have two, but I would have never been able to pull that out of.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like if this doesn't get a nomination for costume design, I'm rioting.
Get the
100%.
fuck out of here, dude. They're gonna fucking blackball this shit, dude.
Oh,
They're not gonna like this.
100%. No, I mean they don't have the budget to fucking get it nominated in the first place. But it deserves the
No.
fucking costume design. This shit is so good.
Who's the lady? The
She is
The grandmother, I guess or
Yeah, it
Beverly
is-
D'Angelo?
she's been in a lot, hasn't she?
yeah, she looks familiar.
God
So
damn
does
her
the
fucking filmography.
the
Yeah,
mother.
she's
too,
got some
or
straight
the
bangers, bro. Holy shit.
yeah. Bertrude's mother also looks super familiar. Like I've seen her in things.
Yes.
I was
She's
laughing my ass off when they were like, "You named your kid Bertrude."
Yeah, that was hilarious, dude.
that
I
sounds
love
like
pe-
some old white people name though. Come on.
Yeah, but like when she says like her name, and then she's like, "Oh, that sounds like a whore's name," because she want to be called like Trudy.
Trudy,
or something.
yeah.
I was like, "Come on, dude, she's a little girl." Come
Wait.
on.
She was in Knives Out.
Oh,
Get the fuck
she's
outta
the
No, she is. She's unknown.
she's the lady that dies.
Yeah, the nurse or whatever.
Yeah, the
What?
housekeeper lady.
Oh, the housekeeper. Right.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy though? Her
Wait,
highest
who was?
Eddie Patterson, Bertrude's mom.
Oh, okay.
It's crazy. She has been in not a lot of movies. I'll give her that.
With some bangers.
Her highest rated movie is Knives Out. Her lowest rated film critically is Violent Night.
Damn.
That's
What?
crazy, dog. Yo, that's wild.
And she's real good in both those.
Yeah, she plays her character so well. Oh, oh, she's in
But yeah,
Blackish. The lead.
I thought it was hilarious though when Never Back Down dude finally like went for it, and then she's like, he's coming back. It's like, no, the fuck he ain't.
Yeah. Oh, what does she call him? Fuck. Because I thought that line
Something
was
Van Damme, right?
Oh
Or is
yeah.
it-
Jean-Claude Van Idiot or something like that. Or no,
Yeah,
Jean-Claude Van Dumbass isn't coming back. Dude, the comedic writing in this movie is fantastic.
Like the grandmother, I love how like brutal she is, though. I love
She's
how
a
like
killer, bro.
stern and like she's like, hey, you knew that like she got this business by force.
Oh yeah,
Nice
she
fucking
is.
shit.
She's the worst type of billionaire. She's using fucking slave labor. She's fucking
yeah.
doing all the worst shit. But goddamn it, I love her.
Like even the family dynamic where it's like when they're like all trying to position themselves and they're all fighting for attention and stuff. Like there's just little nuggets in there where I'm like, oh man, this is good. Like
Yeah.
this is funny, and this is like I see where it's coming from, especially when it comes from a perspective of like trying to hold on to the money person. I totally get it. Like everything that happened in this movie, like I was like, oh, it's good storytelling.
Rolling Stone
Bro,
doesn't agree with you, but
When they
They're
were calling her
liars.
a fucking gold digging whore, I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
but shit, she was like, kill Bertrude over here first. She was wild. She said, fuck that
Yeah.
kid. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, and then he says a drunken whore or whatever to the mom. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, they were going at each other before they beat that man to death.
Yeah.
That
David,
dude was a sick fuck too, Krampus.
Yeah.
he's a sick fucking everything though. He's in
He
the,
was familiar too. I
he's
just don't
in
know what he was
the Yui Bowl movies. What the fuck are they called? I'm gonna say it and I'm gonna
The
get so
what?
mad. Shut up. Just wait. Hold on. Hold.
I don't even know what that
Old.
means, dude. Yui Bowl?
He's a director who makes a lot of shitty movies. He was in
Oh.
Airbud though. That's kind of fucking crazy.
Leprechauns?
No, he wasn't Leprechaun Origins. No, he's in the Rampage movies. Those movies are fucking crazy.
Oh, he's the main person?
Yeah, in Rampage.
Oh, okay.
That was
Yeah,
one
those
of
movies
the
are crazy.
that was one of the first movies I remember watching on Netflix.
Yeah, that's like a Netflix like OG like independent movie they got their hands on.
Which like they probably
Oh,
shouldn't have
wait.
been flaunting that movie, but that's a Yui Bowl movie.
Yeah,
He's-
they
he's
made
like
like
a
5 of
killer,
those
right?
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's basically a white nationalist fucking
Yeah,
school
okay,
shooter.
I have seen that.
But
I have seen
before there were white nationalist school shooters.
Yes.
He's been in a lot of stuff too, though. Like I see him in a lot of one-off movies.
Yeah, he's in a ton. So there's 2 sequels, there's Rampage, Capital Punishment, and Rampage President Down.
I've only seen I've only seen the first one. Those fucking movie titles.
I've seen the
only seen the
first
first
two.
one. Oh, for real?
He like goes around town shooting up like places. The same thing concept. They like think
But-
it's like a
But in Washington D.C., it looks like. Because the other one is just his
Jesus.
hometown. The first one is his hometown. The
Yeah.
second one is called Capital Punishment, and it's fucking Washington D.C. on fire behind him.
I'm trying. Maybe I saw the third one. Then I don't know. I don't think I've seen those in right order.
Well, it says immediately after
Damn,
committing his
and he's
rampage.
sort of from Air Bud.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. So he was in Tenderville, Oregon, and then he disappeared, lived off the grid, and then, oh my god. Yeah, and then he goes to Washington, D.C. and just starts shooting a bunch of people. We should find this
Wow.
movie illegally and watch it.
They were on Netflix for a minute. I don't know if they're still on there.
Yeah, but I don't want that man getting paid, though. That's my only problem with it. You know?
Oh, fair enough. Fair,
Like-
fair.
Yui Bowl is a piece of shit. So if I could not give him money, I'm totally okay with that. Yeah, they are not on here anymore.
I could see why they were taking off stuff.
Yeah,
They're probably
makes
not on
sense.
anything. Yeah.
Yo, Bullet Train is on Netflix right now?
No.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, as of today, apparently.
Damn.
From the same producers that brought you Violent Night.
Who would've thought? Good producers.
This movie is just too much, though.
I think we all thoroughly enjoyed it, though.
Which is why this review went into some other directions, is because we all just
Yeah.
liked it too much.
We love the action sequences. We love what they did with the lore. We love what they did with the character.
The acting
side
is all
characters.
really good.
Yeah.
All of them.
For being one note, like there are some times where you can have one note characters. Like, and this is one of those movies where it works. It doesn't always work, but in this movie, them being one note, and based on like the length of the story and all the stuff they're trying to do, it worked. Like
Yeah.
I didn't need much. I didn't need anything else out of those characters.
Yeah.
I needed
No.
them just kind of be who they were. But like,
And I even liked how they were like, wait, is this the real Santa? and then John
Yeah.
Leguizamo was like, shut the fuck up.
He said,
yeah,
you've said a lot of stupid fucking things around me, but that might be the dumbest fucking thing you've ever
Yeah.
said in front of me.
yeah, and I love you when the hit squad comes and then they're like, it could be the real Santa. And he's like, what the fuck's going on here?
Yeah, he says he looks at John Leguizamo and goes, "What the fuck did she just say to me?" He's so mad. Oh,
And like
man.
that character, for as little as he was in the film too, the general guy, so good.
You get everything you need to know about him in the 5 minutes of screen time that he has.
Yeah.
So when the ending of the movie, I like when they show the chimney in the background, I knew it. As soon as I saw it, I fucking knew it.
I didn't expect him to suck him in there though.
I did.
I didn't think anything of it. I didn't even think of it as a chimney. I was like, damn, they got a pizza maker out back. That's dope.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was a chimney. And then he got him real close and I was like, he's gonna suck him up the fucking chimney. And then he taps the nose and dude.
That was crazy.
Seeing
Even
John
him
Leguizamo
cackling.
blow up is crazy.
And then they zoom in on him afterwards.
Yeah, and you just see his corpse. It's just really his torso is what it is.
Yeah, his arms, legs, and neck are gone.
Yeah.
Like, the top, he's just a stub. So like I was looking at, and then I was like, okay, I don't know the logistics of his power though. Like, so I'm like, is he gonna take him up and he's just gonna be up there and he's gonna like push him off? Like, is it because I thought, because normally in these movies, whatever I do when I touch you, you do. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But this is a different type of movie, so I should have known. And
I mean, it seems like
when he
just the
starts
bag and
breaking
him.
all crazy,
Yeah.
like, it's some this type shit the way his body breaks.
Maybe it was just enough power for just Santa, and I mean, that's fucking crazy that he knew it was gonna work out like that, though. That means he has to have killed someone like that.
His power also was on the
dude,
fritz
magic.
though too. It's not like his power was super strong right now.
Yeah, not a lot of people were believing in him.
Yeah. I thought it was funny though when he first taps it, and all I could think about was like, "Were you doing drugs, Santa? Like, why's your nose not working?"
Dude,
I
that's
thought
what
it's because he was too drunk or some shit.
I thought he tapped it looking for cocaine. I thought he was like, it's time for me to do some coke.
Yeah.
And then when it sparked, I was like, oh, fuck. Wait, is it magic coke? I want some.
Yeah. And I love how like limited his powers are though. They're so fucking limited.
It's go up and down
Yeah,
the chimney and talk to reindeer. That's all he's got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because anybody could use
That
that fucking
bag.
bag. But the bag anybody
Yeah.
can use. That's not even
The
his
bag
power.
is just an accessory. The bag has a power of its own.
Yeah.
Now
And he
I
got
wonder
two
if
of
he
them.
loses the Christmas magic, would the bag still? I think it would, honestly, based on the,
The
lore
bag
we
would
have.
still work, yeah.
It was cool when they burned it. It turned like a blue flame and stuff like that.
And it was sparkling the whole time.
Yeah.
Too good.
Probably smelled funny when it was burning.
It had to have smelled weird as fuck, right? I'm
Because all the shit in there, right?
Yeah, or even just the magic burning up. I'm surprised John Leguizamo wasn't like, that fire looks weird. What the fuck was in that
Huh.
bag?
But
He
when
just
you
ignored
hate
it.
Christmas that much, so I wish I could have got a longer on his sting or whatever. So do you think he really kills that old man or whatever, or do you think it is an accident?
I think it was
Because
an
No,
when
accident.
he's like,
it was an
I
accident.
love Christmas.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
believed it that it was an accident.
Because you had all the reasons why he's a bad guy, like killed friend and stuff on there, and I was like, oh, I wish I need a screen grab of what's all on there. I would love to see what all his reasons.
Oh, I
of why
couldn't
he's
even
bad.
read fast enough to see what
Yeah,
was
I
on
only
there.
caught one.
I saw hates Christmas, killed friend. He may have kicked a dog, I think,
Oh,
something
no.
like that.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a bad guy for sure, but
Yeah.
like if
Bad
that was,
hombre.
if that was the first bad thing he ever did, I think it's one of those things where it's like he wasn't a bad kid before that, but that thing happened and it got him in the system, and then it just made a bad kid out of him, you know?
Mm.
And so it's like,
Yeah.
it's just it's a nature or it's a nurture thing where if he was in a different environment and, his dad didn't lose his job, he probably would have been a good guy.
Yeah, if
But-
his dad never loses his job, he's totally a good person, it seems.
Yeah.
And I thought it was cool too the way he uses the naughty and nice list, because he's like, okay, there's 6 of them in the house. Like,
As, like,
oh crap,
surveying?
all these guys are working against me. Yeah. Like it's such a cool concept of being like, oh, how is he gonna know how many guys he has to take out? And like it's not instead of yeah, sure, he could have looked on a camera or something that would have been lame. But using that was super dope.
Yeah. I think it's cool too that's how John Leguizamo figures out that he's actually Santa. Was he opens
Yeah.
it up and he sees his own name and he's like, "Yo, what the fuck? This is real
Yeah.
Santa shit?" Like I thought that was
'Cause
really cool, and he just
It's thrown
accepted it.
for a loop early too when he's like, how'd you know our names? Like, and then he tells him he got a bike. I thought that was funny though. He's like, yeah, fucking yeah.
It's just like
big
liking
tits or
big
something.
tits. Yeah. What 12-year-old
Like,
doesn't
I
want to
was
fucking
dying
bike?
so hard.
Yeah. That shit was funny. Well, in my head, I'm like, but he knew it right. But I was like, man, I guess at that time, because that guy's probably not too much
In the
older than us,
80s, though, there
everyone
wasn't that
loves
many
Huffies.
bikes. Yeah.
Everyone loves a Huffy, dude. I
Yeah.
even loved a Huffy in the 90s.
Yeah.
Like,
Or I liked the scene in the living room where they're gonna break the dad's finger or whatever, and he's like, "Fuck it,
Yeah.
we're cracking nuts."
yeah.
And he goes, "Oh, what's her name? Fuck, I want to get her name right."
This deadline's still killing me, dude.
What, the tits line?
yeah.
It is really good.
It's true, though. I understand his thought process.
Yeah. But yeah, maybe it was Candy Cane where he's like, "Candy Cane, grab his nuts." She goes, "I'm not touching his fucking nuts." He's
Yeah.
like, What the fuck do you mean you're not touching his nuts?" She goes, "I'm not doing it." And then
I've seen
Krampus
you
is
scoop
like,
out brains.
"Yeah, yeah." And, well, if you want me to scoop out his brains, I'll scoop out his brains, but I ain't touching nuts. And Krampus goes,
Yeah.
"I'll touch his nuts."
Yeah.
Dude,
That was a big ass nutcracker, and like the fact that like that's another thing where like when they first started showing them, like you don't put two and two together. That's where they're going with the joke.
yeah.
But they break his finger bogus. They snap that bitch.
Dude, they break it
twist
and then
it?
they twist it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that twist fucking got me. Oh no.
Dude, I wish they would have collapsed on his balls though. It would have been crazy.
Oh my!
Not in front of
God.
his daughter though. Come on. If
Bro.
the kids weren't in the room, I'd have been like, crush his nuts. But the kids were in the room. You can't do that in front of no kids. Come on.
Dude, he was straight up unzipping his pants. He was like, "I'm fucking doing it."
His underwear were out. All he had to do was fish in for the
Yeah.
balls, and that was it. What even the little girl stopped them, right? His daughter jumped up and was like, "Hey, don't
Yeah.
stop bullying my dad."
Yeah, and then she runs away.
Yeah.
It's a Santa.
I thought too, which was interesting, when he's like, "You gotta hide the booby traps," and then he's fucking. I know we're going back to the throat thing, but like when that line where he's like, "Oh, you gotta hide him," I was like, "Oh yeah, like she's not getting nobody. Like that's too plain." Because that's the thing with Home Alone. People are like, "Oh, it's too obvious. Like you would know until you fucking don't."
But like I don't know how if you guys thought the same thing, but I thought the same thing. I was like, this dumb bitch didn't hide any of them. And then they pan up on the stairs and you see the crack in one, and I'm like, she's smarter than I'll ever be in my entire fucking miserable little
So
life.
like, the crack thing, like, do you think she did the crack?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
She knew. Oh, dude, come on. The way that shit
Bro,
was set
she
up.
watched that shit.
Yeah, she
That's
knew
true,
for
that's
sure.
true.
She was like, I'm
So,
fucking
like,
these dudes' worlds up.
So like once I see the crack, I also was just like, "Oh no, that's the actual booby trap," and then you're gonna fall on these things. I still could not have anticipated him putting his fucking through his throat. I thought he was gonna step on it. Like
I thought he was
obvious,
gonna. Yeah, I thought he was gonna step on it too. The
It
throat
was gonna
was
be
just
a
wild.
fucking
Quiet
Don't
Place.
Speak movie. Yeah.
Don't speak. Fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say. We're 40 minutes in. I'm good to move on to questions unless we're gonna gush some more about this movie. I'm really
Let's
excited to
see.
see your guys' ratings, to be honest with you. So unless we got something else
I'm
important to
trying to
say,
think of some other shit.
I know what's
There's
gonna
not
happen,
much.
and I'll try my best not to. You guys are gonna say your favorite parts, and I'm gonna be like, "Oh shit, yeah."
I'll keep us on track because the game's already started, dude. James is itching.
Nah,
He's
let's-
21 minutes in. They
let's
kick
go.
a field goal. He's like, "Fuck,
Oh,
I couldn't
shit.
cheer." Are you not even watching on a different screen?
Oh no, I've lost track of time.
Oh,
Yeah, I got a little too hype about this movie. I didn't realize what time it was.
I get
Yeah,
the
let,
live updates.
let's ask the final questions.
Nice.
Oh, they're green. You can't see them. Fuck. They kicked a field goal. They're winning 3-0.
Okay.
Favorite parts though, James. What's your favorite part of Violent Night?
The Home Alone scenes. I think that they're so good. They're like almost like expected based on the way she was talking, but for her to execute it is just brilliant. Like it's so good. And I generally was like oohing, eyeing, and cheering like as it was happening.
Eric?
David Harbour.
I was just
Just
David
him as a
Harbour.
whole.
Yeah. You know what? Fuck it. I'm saying it. It's David Harbour for me too. If it was anybody else in this role, don't think it would have been a good movie. But
He kills it.
He fucking kills it. My man can do anything. The only thing we have to see him in now is a romantic movie, a drama, a real
I
drama.
don't know about that.
I think he could do it though. I think this dude's a modern day movie star. If he was in the
Yeah.
80s, David Harbour would be in everything, bro.
Oh, he would fuck.
Dude,
That's why he's so good in Stranger Things. Like he just fits like so many. Like he just fits the world.
yeah. And he's the perfect balance between masculine, like hyper masculine, but also being a careful, gentle human being. When
Well, you even see
go ahead.
You see it in Black Widow. Like he does such a good job of being, and even in Stranger Things, like being that caring man. But like like he can do some shit.
You know he could crush a fucking skull with his pinky if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's the idealistic, protectful man, is what it is. Because when he meets Trudy for the first time, and he's like, "Oh my God, I'm so glad you're safe. Don't worry, I'll protect you." It's like, bro, I believe that you would protect me too, David Harbour.
Because he could have left. There's no reason for him not to.
Dude,
Like,
he could have thrown
totally
the deuces up and fucking pieced out of there so hard. All right, James, what's your least favorite part of Violent Night?
Honestly, I don't really have one. I felt like the movie flowed well. I felt like it didn't feel like it was 2 hours. I watched the whole time. I enjoyed it. I don't even think it had no lows. It starts off fucking crazy where he throws up on her head. You know it's gonna be a fucking ride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eric?
I feel like he needed more gadgets. Like
So that's what I was thinking about too. I agree with you. We
more
need
like killing objects,
Right.
or something. I don't know.
and it makes sense to make him a bit more depowered because kids only want video games and cash. So like he can't have like a fucking robot that he pulls out and puts it through someone's skull or whatever. But it would have been dope to see that.
I could
Imagine
expected more
one of those
bats.
presents was a
Yeah.
chainsaw or some shit.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
some dad's present or whatever. That would have been cool. But I think the lower budget on this movie, they kind of had to keep it a little easier to do. But I agree. I think with more gadgets, this movie would have been rad, and a better end credit scene. I think those two things are tied for my least favorite. If they would have had, I just wanted to see him walking in to
Who would be
the
Mrs.
North
Claus
Pole.
though?
Dude, give me fucking Kate Blanchett as Mrs. Claus, or a fucking who's the woman from Quiet Place? John Krasinski's wife.
Elizabeth.
Not Elizabeth, I
I
don't
don't
think.
know.
I'm looking it up. Or her.
So you want her
Emily
to be
Blunt.
smoking
Emily
hot?
Blunt, bro. But I want her to be heavier set. I want her to wear a fat
Oh,
suit.
okay.
No. Here,
want-
this is who I want. Give me Viola Davis.
Viola
Corner.
As fucking Mrs. Claus. I
Yeah.
wouldn't know how to act. Dude, he walks in bloodied and beat up, and you pan down it, or you start at her feet, and you hear her say, "Oh, you're late," and you pan up, and it's Viola Davis. Oh,
Holy
Shit.
shit!
oh,
Yeah.
it'd be so good. And then you cut,
So dope.
and that's the end of the end credit scene. Oh,
Give me that sequel right now.
I would eat that shit up, dude. I would fucking kickstart it on GoFundMe or some shit. I would put money.
Now next Christmas she goes with him because he got his ass whooped a little bit. So she's like, not my man.
Oh my
we
god,
Not
got
happening.
we got the new fucking sequel now.
dude! I would watch that 6 times in theaters.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. Cinema scores. Would we rent it? No.
Yes.
I
on
would just to
Christmas.
support it. Yeah.
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna rent it.
Yeah, I'm gonna rent it and then I'll buy it.
Yeah.
Would we buy this movie physically? Fuck yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I'm buying,
Maybe.
dude. I'm buying this. I'm buying the Steelbook. I'm buying the Criterion Collection. I'm buying it all. I want this movie so many times. Would you buy this digitally? Yes.
I think I will just to have it for Christmas, honestly.
Yeah.
Like just to know I have it year round.
Bro, you got the space
It's
heater
gonna be on
going.
Peacock, right?
It should be
'Cause
on the
Universal
cock.
made
It's
it.
Universal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you buy this in the $5 bin at Best Buy, Walmart, FYE, or Voodoo? In a
Wouldn't do it to it.
fucking
wouldn't do it
heartbeat.
to
Are
it.
you kidding me? If I see it in there, the $5 sticker, I'm buying this one. I'm digging for more.
Yeah,
Where's all your
fine.
Violent Nights?
I know you deserve more money. I can't. Or I'd buy it for $5, sell it for 10, give him the other 5.
Yeah, fuck it. Then I
Oh,
buy the movie
shit.
full price.
Yeah.
Did you say you would, Eric?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you put this on in the background while people are over?
100%.
Absolutely.
Fuck yeah.
All right, kids, adults.
So that's the
Dogs.
thing that I'm running into. Because I really want to watch it on Christmas, but like, I don't think my kids are old enough.
It's pretty fucked, dude.
No, oh fuck, that was my favorite part, and I forgot to bring it up. If you guys will let me, I want to say my favorite part, my
Oh,
actual
okay.
favorite
Go
part.
ahead.
I asked. Don't be a twat. All right, I asked. My favorite part is the butthole anus ass joke.
Yeah,
That- bro,
so good.
That's such a good joke.
I
So
legit was laughing so hard I had to cover my mouth because the scene had ended already. Dude, I
Yeah,
was fucking
it's so
dying.
good.
When she goes, "Can I say butthole?" And he goes, "That's borderline. I don't know."
Yeah,
It's just killing me.
And then she's like, anus.
Anus?
He's like, well, technically, yes.
that's what it's called. And then they even come back to it later. It's so
The
good.
callback,
dude.
yeah.
Dude, I was-
so good.
I was legit crying. I was laughing so hard. It was just too fucking good.
I forgot to mention, dude. One of the people in the very front rows
He didn't
of
ask.
my
Well,
movie
go ahead.
theater,
Uh-huh.
dude, they were cackling hard as fuck.
That was me,
and
dog.
making comments throughout the whole movie.
That wasn't me.
Loud as shit.
Oh
Yeah.
no, really?
So me and then a lady like to the back right of me, like I knew she was like a movie person. She had a bunch of snacks and stuff. She was enjoying herself. Man, me and her though, whole time every joke was landing.
Were you looking back at her to see if she was
Yeah.
laughing? And she would look at you and
Yeah.
she was laughing.
We had a moment.
So there were 3 dudes who were in front of me, middle-aged dudes, 45, 50 years old maybe, and they were some real bros. So they each bought a seat and then the seat next to them. So they
Oh,
were there,
hell no.
all 3 seeing the movie, but bought 6 seats so that they could be comfortable. They
No
were
way.
having a good ass time, dog. They were fucking laughing
Man,
and
good for
howling.
them, though.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. This is made for a 45-year-old dad.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, it's I don't think this movie's for everybody, but like for the people who it's for, oh, this movie's perfect.
Yeah,
I'd
I'm
be
gonna tell my dad
surprised
to
if
watch this.
any dude didn't like this movie though. I really would.
So would I. It would have to be a guy who does not like. It would have to be a guy who doesn't like action movies.
Yeah.
That would be it.
Yeah.
Also, Smiles on Paramount Plus. Just a quick aside.
I still
Oh,
been meaning to watch
shit.
that.
Well, now it's on the Paramount. Would we watch this movie again? Yes.
Oh, 100%, dude. This is
Yeah.
This is
I want to watch this movie a lot.
It's a required reading for Christmas movies. I think I don't care about Die Hard as a Christmas movie. This is my Die Hard. When people say best Christmas movie of all time, to
You
me,
say this.
Violent Night, hands down. Fuck a black
You're
and
gonna be
white.
like, what?
Yeah, and I'll be like, what do you mean what? You ain't never seen a David Harbour before?
But like
You
this
don't
one
like
too.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer?
Man, you
Or
can
what
root off the
fuck are they
red nose
called?
my dick.
I also like how this one is so much Christmas though that you can't have them shitty debates of being like, oh well, it's not a Christmas movie because this is a
No.
Christmas movie.
Yeah,
it
it's
ends
got-
on
Yeah.
Christmas. He's fucking Santa Claus.
He's fucking Santa Claus, bro. And fuck the Santa Claus. He will kick Tim
Yeah.
Allen's ass.
100%.
He will fuck old dude up. Oh, it's just, yeah. This movie just brings me so much cheer.
Dude, Vikings, Santa. What more could I ask for?
Literally
For real,
nothing. And perfect budget, perfect actor. If this was some independent shitty film, it would have been trash. It'd have been so
But
fucking
also
bad.
too, like the villain, like it's so he does like a good. I know we're almost done, but he does such a good job of being like, oh, silly but stern. Like you believe he's
But you
violent,
believe
but
it,
you understand it. It's like it's so he does one of his best roles. I think he's done.
He's
honestly.
the perfect amount of
What?
campy and scary for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, he just plays the role perfectly. I mean, the fact that we saw The Menu 2 weeks ago and this, I love a John Leguizamo. He is the perfect.
I forgot about that.
He
Yeah.
is so good in The Menu too. He's the perfect.
Oh, the
just,
menu's so good.
he's like the perfect amount of parsley, dude. He's like the perfect amount of. He's a sprig of something on top, and you're like, damn, bro, it really brings the whole meal together. Like, could you imagine this or Chef? Or The Menu without John Leguizamo? It would have lost
Couldn't.
something.
Wouldn't.
You couldn't.
Something, yeah.
Oh. All right. Ratings. I'm gonna go last. I want y'all to go first.
I want to go second.
Give me 9 out of 10. Ho 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 ho's.
9 out of 10. You gave me my ho 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 back. Eric.
I'm gonna rate it. Also a 9 out of 10. Fucking candy canes to the goddamn throat.
Dude, I just love that not only was he sucking on it, you see him shifting the angle of it in his mouth. Like you see
I
him
didn't
form.
even see that.
Yeah, he like. I don't have anything to
This
suck
movie's
on.
so rewatchable.
He like has it in his mouth. Going there. while he's waiting for the dudes to come up, and it's like, yo, this dude's a fucking killer. He's a killer first and a second.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm giving this movie 10 asses out of 10.
Holy shit.
I really do think this movie's perfect. It's so good. It's so good.
So like the reason like this movie I feel like me is a solid 9 out of 10 though is because like it's a really cool action movie, but the fact that it's like this is an action like Christmas movie, and I don't think a movie could do it better. Like, and that's why the 10 I think is so warranted. Like I understand why you give it a 10 because like I don't know how anyone could ever make a movie as good as this movie in this sphere. Like I just don't.
And of course, if you're putting it up against a fucking Oscar-worthy movie, like, a Moonlight, sure, this isn't technically a 10 because it's not a fucking Academy Award winner, but like when you look at it in the frame of this is a Christmas action movie, there has never been a better movie than it, and I doubt there will ever be a better movie than it for a Christmas action.
And that's how I feel about it, and that's why I give it a solid 9 because I don't reason I give it a 10 because I'm sure there's some things that I'm just in the moment not thinking about because like in the moment I'm in.
Yeah,
I am in.
Yeah, I gave it a 9 just because I needed more like more kills.
Yeah, you could do some tweaking. Like there's some tweaking you could use for sure.
But then it would be an 11, It would go even beyond. It would go Super
Then we'd
Saiyan
just
3.
be sooner or later Violent Night reviews.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in on twitch.tv/SoonerLaterTV for our review of Violent Night, which has an average score of 9.33 based on Sooner or Later. Fuck a Metacritic. They're wrong. They're idiots. But you can continue listening and watching and showing your support on all social media. If you put a comment, brother, you better believe one of us will answer. So
at least look at it.
90% chance we're going to answer it.
You're going to heart it 100% of the time.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, we're going to react to it for sure.
Yeah.
If you couldn't catch us live on Twitch or YouTube, don't worry. You can listen to us on all podcasting platforms. Our episodes are recorded live on Sundays and typically uploaded every Wednesday afternoon. So tune in next week for our review of 2 other movies. I'm sure we're going to change them. We love you guys.